the noises are basically constant noises, which means the noise reduction software can basically remove it without any. See, what I think is. So I'm sitting here and it's pretty loud.
It's so much better now.
The noises are basically constant noises, which means the noise can basically remove it without any. Bro, you notice when I'm speaking, the noise goes away. See, what I think is
Better.
the noises are basically constant noises, which means it's so weird when I'm speaking the noise.
Andrew Tate, BBC interview.
I thought we were talking about girls showing ass.
Oh bro, I didn't watch that.
अच्छा कहाँ से
Andrew
शुरू
Tate.
करें कहाँ से शुरू करें
We can't choose a topic that's a good topic itself.
What?
What a nuance.
Okay, why do you think we're struggling right now to pick a topic?
Because we had so many conversations over the past 1.5 hours.
I'm so distracted right now.
अच्छा let's just talk about one thing that we're all aware of and then वहाँ से
Wait, this is kind of bothering me.
What's bothering you?
What? That आवाज़, किसका आवाज़ है वो?
AC
It's
का.
the AC का ना? Okay, yeah, it's fine. I was thinking एक fridge है तो बंद कर दे fridge.
Will this be the intro?
क्या?
Is this the intro of the
we
video?
don't do intros bro.
I know, but like, is this how you just?
Man,
Hello
don't do
guys,
intros.
welcome to our video. Welcome
Bro,
to.
you can jump
not
in at any
that
part of the conversation. There's no intro. It doesn't matter.
Bro,
But, like, have you started? recording?
Yeah, oh yeah, we started.
It's
Yeah.
fine. We can do a
Bro,
second.
men don't need intros.
Woman do.
That is like
Yeah.
feminine shit.
You know what? Okay, yeah, that's true.
I feel like that looks good.
Intros are feminine. Let's say.
Hi guys, welcome to my video.
So any show that starts with in media res is masculine.
In what?
In media res. In medias res.
Huh?
It's a plot device. Basically, you start a show, movie or a film.
भाई
In between action.
ये सेम बिस्किट मेरे घर पे रहता है रोज
Biscuit.
and I never touch it. But when ये जार में रहता है I'm like oh biscuit. It just looks more
Packaging
appetizing.
matters.
Yes.
It looks appetizing.
That's
These
good.
are literally the greatest biscuits of all time.
तो बस मारी है भाई.
Bro, let's do like a top 5 biscuits.
कर रहा है क्या चल? Okay.
Crack Jack.
Crack Jack are awesome.
50-50.
Bro,
50-50 all the way at the top.
Yeah.
All the way at the
Yeah.
top.
And Monaco.
I think
नहीं, not
नहीं
नहीं.
bro,
उसका बीच में पिज्जा फ्लेवर आया था ना?
No.
Have you guys heard of this coconut biscuit? It has palm trees on it.
yeah, I know that.
What is it called?
पुरानी कहाँ?
Huh?
क्या बोला तू?
Patanjali? No.
No. It's Parle Ji Khai.
I don't even know if it's a coconut biscuit.
Yeah.
That's like number 3
Everyone
for
knows.
me. Yeah.
Bro,
पतंजलि का भी
It's
आता
like,
है.
it's like a tab.
Yeah.
I think one of the best biscuits I've had was in Ritik's house, okay? And he just, I don't know where he got them from, but they had this like layer of cheese inside, like it tasted like cheesecake.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
But it was biscuit.
So like cream cheese.
Yeah, I don't know, it was just weird. Yeah, that's up. I think that's like number 1 for me, but it's not a brand.
I don't like biscuits with things in it or on top of it. I just like the.
You don't like bourbon?
What about Jim Jam?
No, I hate
Why
it.
Jim Jam?
Bro,
Jim
I
Jam is my
actually
jam.
never eat
I
biscuits
hate
ऐसे ही because I feel like it gets dry in your mouth
Same.
and you have to like.
I don't eat biscuits because I just feel like
Good day with chai.
I don't have a reason.
It's
Good day.
grown on me as a
No. I prefer Parle G a lot more than
Good day. Good
Parle
day
G
with
is
chai.
gas.
See the thing is that Good Day there's too much sugar in it already.
Yeah, exactly.
Parle G फिर भी थोड़ा neutral है.
Parle G में it's like the chai ka sugar comes in with it.
If these were dippable in chai, bro, these would be so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not. They're very bad.
I'm gonna take
Yeah.
a off bro.
And they
They taste like plastic if you put them in chai.
Yeah, it feels like it's not meant for the chai dipping.
Yeah.
While
you've ever
Parle G
tried-
feels like it is.
If you ever tried it, like you know for a fact that it feels horrible.
Bro, I did
Yeah.
this morning. I had this with chai.
Do you have remnants at the bottom of your cup?
No,
Usually you do.
my chai got cold. That's fine.
Bro, even roti with chai tastes good.
Chai, bro, I do that. I eat chai and chapati.
I eat chai and chapati.
Yeah.
I was thinking of making Milo and then adding cornflakes to it. I think that will
No, I don't think that would work.
Not the water one though. Milk one, I guess.
Why did
Is
you
there a
not
powder Milo?
No, the one that I made for them. Did you not like it?
No, it was nice.
What do you think are the repercussions of AI on the socio-economic state of the world?
So STL पालेगी ठीक है?
Yeah.
Acha, let's talk about the Apple Pro version.
Yeah.
Bro, it's
I haven't
so
heard about it. I'm sorry.
what?
I can't talk about it.
Take it.
अच्छा.
We could do like a
We,
like a
none,
live
of us,
reaction.
bro,
Smart
none of
right
us,
now. Okay.
none of us have seen.
Do you know about the basilisk? Bro, shit. I forgot the term, but basically it was explained in this really articulate video. This creator, so this person is the director of a social media platform, right? Who banned this one post from the entirety of his platform because he was way too scared of it. And the post just talked about this hypothetical AI that gets so smart. So if you have ever read the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you'll know about this. So it gets so smart that it can basically like outsmart all of humanity, kind of. Like not all of it together, but most of it. Aisa. And so it kind of has an autonomy over us, right? Like a dictatorship over us. Aisa.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it will only choose to be nice to those who have talked nice about it, about the AI itself.
So it's biased.
So him not talking about it is like, oh, I don't have an opinion. If I say AI is bad right now, like fuck AI, it will, like it might condemn my kids or something.
It'll be out to get you.
Yeah, exactly. and basically this information is like a hazard to have itself, right? Because if you have it, then the AI will figure it out.
That's really interesting.
But the guy in the video said that I don't care that it's a hazard, like if it's a hazard or not, because I don't think that humanity will be like aisa in such a loss of control. So if we all just agree to not make a really smart AI, then we'll be fine.
Does Blade Runner really seem that far-fetched anymore?
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you want me to elaborate on it?
yeah.
Like for the viewers or for this discussion?
This is I haven't seen Blade
Discussion.
Runner.
What?
Wait, what?
No.
Either of them?
अच्छा वो building है ना उस वो room में. You see the yellow वाला?
Right.
The guy walking yellow. That's Blade Runner.
Shit, are you serious?
You need to
I
watch it. You need to
think
watch it.
that Blade Runner 2049 single-handedly opened my mind to art, cinematography, and philosophy. And I'm eternally...
Big bass go man.
This was before the whole cinema thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
that sort of... It made it a really like bad meme, and it...
And you watched it like in order, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Pa. So
Oh no, I watched 2049 first.
I didn't know the old one existed.
I knew it
saw the
existed.
first one. I saw the first one. I'm like, shit. There's a prequel to this.
You know, there's this YouTube channel called The Beauty of.
Yeah.
So I saw the 2049 compilation, and I was just like I was just gobsmacked looking at the visuals.
Yeah.
So I remember that day. It was the monsoon seasons in Mumbai, and like, over here, you know those buildings in front of us?
Huh.
When it starts raining, you can't even see that.
Bro.
You can't.
It's
So you
crazy.
can imagine it was grey, foggy, and I was having adrak ki chai.
Yeah.
Oh
And and I used to sit in that balcony.
Yeah.
So at my PC, the window was open,
Oh.
and I was sipping on amazing tea, and I was watching that.
Bro,
So-
बाहर भी Blade Runner है, अंदर भी Blade Runner है.
Actually, okay, and so the whole premise. I won't explain the sort of philosophical
Plot line.
side of it
Okay.
or the plot line. I'll just sort of dumb it down to our conversation, wherein human race has basically destroyed planet Earth, and now they live in off-world places. Destroyed in the sense it's just not habitable or desirable to stay on Earth anymore. And so instead there are a lot of these big corporations, with one in Blade Runner 2049 being the Wallace Corporation. Before that it was the Tyrell Corporation. And they basically manufacture AI, or what we call AI right now, to such a uncanny and similar extent to humans, wherein you cannot decipher the difference between a human and and an AI, otherwise known as a replicant.
Yeah.
And so the protagonist of this, and you can't really call him a protagonist, but the sort of anti-hero or hero in the whole plot line, we still don't know if he's a replicant or a human,
Yeah.
which is Deckard, Rick Deckard.
Yeah.
And so the whole movie is basically walking along the lines of what is humanity and what is AI. Like that fine line between that. It's set in the future. So in terms of philosophy, it really makes you ask what humanity is and
What counts
can it
as
be
humanity?
reduced to. Yeah.
Right.
I feel like it talks a lot about contrast.
Yeah.
Like, you know how we observed ki, like high-rise buildings compared to the Chor Bazaar ka environment. Now imagine that but like 10 times fold. Whereas like high-rise buildings with LED panels in front of them. And instead of Chor Bazaar you just have like
Nothing.
either like nothing or just that, you know, remember that one place that there were all like those bike car parts. Imagine that, but everything is just that, even the ground. That's like the outskirts.
I think what you said about what can we reduce humans down to, I think it's very interesting because you could go insane just over the realization that we are just an amalgamation of cells, and these cells are an amalgamation of different molecules, and these are the same molecules that are just kind of found in inanimate objects.
Stars. Yeah.
Has anybody seen the live stream for the Vision Pro?
No.
So I think we can all collectively talk about it because we all know nothing about it.
Not such a big fan, man. I watched like 2 videos and that's it.
I didn't watch
Two
any
videos.
video. I saw like one reel on explaining what it was. That's it.
Okay, I'll give a gist of it. It has these amazing sensors that can. So the best, like one really defining feature is it has really good like processing chips inside it. One specialized for detecting the 3D environment. So what usually you have is like a remote, right? There's no remote or controller. You just do this like you can set like this with your hand under it. You can like just do this and it can detect that. And the way you like point is just through your eyes. So it has like multiple cameras inside the product itself, right? And they're infrared cameras, so like they won't shine on your eyes. You won't be able to see that, but they can see your eyes.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's such a good bro. So if you know how Instagram works, it's through. So every time you look at a post, it will kind of track the time and how much you looked at that post, and then based on that, it will recommend you more posts like that or not like that. So if you look at it and if you scroll, it knows. If you like scroll and like go more into that kind of strata, that topic, it will know. But
Sure.
this is literally about composition. In design, we are taught about composition. Usme like the most defining part of a painting or a picture is where the person looks first, right? So imagine that, but the person opens their like screen or उसपे Instagram आता है, and what they look at first, it will just know without you even wanting to look. Like subconsciously, you will just look around, right? And so the most defining for me is like the chat box का वो notification आता है ना उसके ऊपर that, and it's so crazy how they can like improve based on that.
Bro, let's go back to basics. Okay, first of all, this shit is launching next year. This was just an announcement for it. So right now the most powerful like headset, VR headset, is like the Oculus, right? And even that, it's super heavy. It sucks.
Yeah.
You have to have remotes, all of that.
Can you come in
used it.
closer?
Yeah, I've used it and shit, and it's weird. The whole point of this product, for it to do well, is that it's supposed to sort of erase the line between what's real and what isn't.
Yeah.
Literally. So I can see a future where you do not take the shit off at all. You can see the world around you through them, and you can just flip a switch to see like your phone or something. It's like your phone but in your eyes all the time. People will sleep with them on so they can see their dreams or something like that.
I like how you said you could switch it off to look at your phone.
Bro, like it's
Why did it off? I don't check my notification.
bro, so there's a feature where if someone calls you, FaceTimes you, then you can see them. It's like you can see them on the screen, right?
Yeah.
And they can see like your entire like just you.
That's
Yeah.
absurd.
And it's so crazy. Like it's actually like it's I can't believe this is actually happening.
I think
This should be dreamed about. Not in a good way.
I think there's two main things that I have like very strong opinions on. First one is that I can for those who don't know, Apple has well, it doesn't really have a history, but with MagSafe, not MagSafe, sorry, what was it, the wireless charger?
Yeah.
What was it called?
I think it's kind of called MagSafe.
It's called a
Yeah, MagSafe.
No, the wireless charger, the one that would have that you could put a bunch of gadgets
Yeah, I
on.
know.
Acha,
Yeah, that I don't remember what it's called.
It was something Air, and they were going to release it the next year, and it just never came out because of technical issues. Right?
I mean, I think that was just like design flaw house, man. You
Yeah.
can't do that.
No,
because-
but here's
Because
the
of the
thing.
cause, but
See,
Yeah.
in this case, this is a fucking huge claim they're making. Sorry, pinch me. But it's such a huge pain. Claim. Like people are going to go crazy about this for 1 year. But here's the thing. It's free marketing. They can honestly get away with not bringing it out.
yeah.
Because here's the thing. Here's what I think would happen in 1 year that would lead them to not take it out. They'll have it ready. It'll work. All that stuff.
Yeah.
But some of them will realize that it's probably not good to put it out for whatever reason, and it just won't come out.
That's very, very, very unlikely. Just judging from the way how the tech.
Bro, you know
Tech.
what I'm guessing is
No, just judging from the way that the tech industry has gone over the last 10, 15, 20 years, these people do not care about your health
Yeah.
whatsoever. Like this could genuinely this probably will change society forever as we know it, because everything that we've talked about, like with being online and stuff, this is through a laptop, this is through a smartphone. You can put these things down. How many people are going to put those glasses down?
Bro, it's like a revolution. Literally. You remember when the iPhone first came out? It was on the news. Everyone was lining up to buy the new iPhone. It's gonna be like this.
yeah.
Like you're gonna see like families, videos of families trying out this shit.
$3,500.
Forget about the price.
No, the
Right.
issue is what you're saying is right. Like people are gonna invest so much of their money.
It's only gonna get cheaper.
Like
That's
price
the thing.
what they. I have seen people who are like local train people are putting on AirPods.
That's exactly.
Bro, the guy in front of me who was there. He just pulled out. He had like his holster.
Those are fakes.
No.
Yeah, but
they
people have iPhones,
yeah.
right?
They have an iPhone. as
All
well.
of those are on EMI, by the way. These
Yeah.
people.
Look, so they're trying so hard to afford it, and it's not in their budget.
And on top of that, it is putting them down this tunnel of consumerism.
Yeah.
Bro, like there's this guy, right, who literally has to take the fucking pinch.
Mention.
This guy has to take the local train, itni bheed mein, right? He has to like run and then like jump on and then like push people, and he's like nahi, main to udhar se nahi jaunga. Like we were literally telling him to like move because like we wanted to talk to each other, and even though the place is empty, but this guy he's actually doing this shit, and there's so many people like him who are buying this shit on EMI, bro.
Yeah.
Like nobody is talking about EMI.
Yeah.
EMI is like it's messing people up in the head, especially with things like iPhones in India, because the prices have gone down ever since the 11, 12, like the base models have come out. The prices have like they've been slashed halfway. Now you have like an actual model that people are like,
Yeah,
oh,
but you know how much the lowest models, basically the iPhone 8 case with
the SE,
yeah.
SE2.
You know how much that is? 48,000 rupees.
Yeah.
That's not cheap for anyone.
But what I'm saying is, people see a price which is in their wallet and they say, I can get this. Like, you see 48,000, you're like, not in my budget. But they see 4K, like stretched out, which becomes 52 or something. They're like, hey, I can do this.
Yeah, that's the whole.
There's a
Yeah,
whole I get that.
That's how these
But
companies work.
it's such good marketing though. It's so amazing.
On there.
Yeah, on like the
Yeah.
market.
Yeah, because the only person who's making money off of them are the people who are giving them the AMRs.
And they're getting literally more money. Bro, I remember when I bought my laptop, which like price was 82 on like just one time payment, and you keep increasing it. Like the longest time, it became like 1 lakh, say 2,000, something like that. So it just keeps increasing, and they don't even realize it.
Yeah, because when I saw the Instagram post about that whole headset from Apple, people were talking about $3,500 US question mark. Who's gonna buy that? But that's
You will, motherfucker.
Everyone will, and they'll literally put their house on the line. They'll put their child's future on the line by maybe compromising on school or maybe some essentials or something like that, just so you can spend 3,500.
Maybe that's a little bit extreme, but I think you're right.
Guys, but they
In the
will,
sense-
they will. Bro, I bought this iPhone for 80,000 rupees. I don't want to talk a lot about this, but I paid for this in full cash. Okay. Just 6 months before this, I was like, bro, who the fuck's gonna buy an iPhone? I don't know if Parth remembers this. Some people remember it. I was like, bro, no, I'm never gonna
Buy an iPhone. Yeah, I remember.
Bro, like yesterday or something, you were like, right now, bro, iPhones suck. And today, like after he's like clicking all those pictures, he's like,
Bro,
I want an iPhone.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I've had the hated against iPhones for me. Like not hated against it. I think it's more like it limits my freedom based on like a software basis. But
your
that's like
your
another
issue
topic.
is very
niche.
Very niche.
And
You
it's
can-
only me.
you
Like
know,
I can't argue with other people about
just
it at
buy
all.
2 phones. Just keep 2 phones.
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
That's
Or
what
just
keep
like
it
buy
cheap.
a camera that somehow fits in my pocket.
No, just have one really expensive, like your main
Normal
Android phone.
and the other iPhone.
Like old ass, like iPhone 8, like iPhone 10, I'll buy it off me for like 20k or something, and just have that.
Yeah.
That's how you can make it work.
What we're talking about?
Oh yeah, what do you guys think of people with 2 phones?
My dad had them.
No, like people who are, my dad
So-
has like 3 phones, bro. Not people who need for business.
So,
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
not like
I'm assuming here, but the whole 2 phones thing started in like the early 2010s when people needed like separate SIMs for like
Yeah.
work and
Yeah.
family, right?
Yeah.
But now people have eSIMs.
Yeah, have
Yeah.
you ever heard of someone who has 2 phones but like not for business?
Yeah.
Like, not for work.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, I'm sorry if I'm like interrupting the discussion, but I don't know if you guys have noticed, but over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, you know, there's been a shift towards transitioning the workplace into where you live, right?
Yeah.
With work from home and all of these, like making everything convenient to work from at home.
Bro.
Listen. Like with what we've talked about with the glasses and everything, like it's so obvious that people, bro, little physical laborers, like blue collar workers, could literally sit at home and operate robots, right? You could bro, like what we're just talking about, eSIMs, these are literally made so that your wife's name is right below your colleague's name, right? Instead of having them in 2 separate phones, because you know, if you want to call someone you love, you pick up one phone, but if it's for like business or work or whatever, you pick up a separate phone. Now it's all in the same list, so now it's easier for you to integrate your work life into your like daily life.
They want to keep you inside. The government wants you to stay inside.
I don't think it's as simple as saying that it's the government. I don't think you can really.
I don't think,
But
I don't
like,
think
bro,
it's the government at all.
it's all building up to something, right?
Bro, I think
What do you think is building up to?
I don't know what it is. It has to be something. What I'm saying is, what I'm insinuating is that there is an
No.
underlying purpose.
You know what is leading up to it, my opinion?
What?
The 3 of you are in creative fields.
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
And the way I used to see it is that getting into such fields is like an act of rebel to the system.
Yeah.
The system.
Uh-huh.
That we're not going to work corporate jobs,
Yeah.
and our avenues of making money is more to do with human connection
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
looking at human behavior.
Yeah.
Right. But now what's happening is, with the pointers that you mentioned, that even such avenues, like let's say exhibiting art, creating abstract art, everything is becoming so commercialized. Like everyone is trying to make money off of even creative jobs
Yeah.
or creative things. Like this whole idea of aesthetics, let's say, like someone has an aesthetic or these trends of having aesthetics.
Mm.
It's not just the aesthetic anymore, it's the brands attached to it. Like if you want goth or if you want, let's say, streetwear,
Mm.
then you go to like Stone Island or like whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
That just came up in my mind.
Mm.
But that's what it is. When you talk about they want to keep you in,
Yeah.
I don't think the government has much to do with it.
Government doesn't have done anything.
Yeah, no, I was making a
I know,
joke.
Yeah.
I know.
But
So-
like what I'm saying is, as a whole, all of these corporations.
Point being, even the most intrinsic human experiences, thoughts and ways of functioning are being corporatized. That's all.
They're being
You know,
forgotten.
That's
the
what-
thing you talked about, like being inside. I love how he talks. James Clear talks about it in Atomic Habits about how it's like kind of not unproductive, but like unintuitive to use your phone, because when you have your phone, the entire point of like building a habit is you have one place to work, and then so whenever you enter that room, you only work, right? You don't do anything else. But if you have a phone, you do everything on it. Like you can work on it, you can consume media on it, and you can like just do whatever. With the introduction of this like huge machine on your head all the time, you can go from like creating and earning money to consuming
Yeah.
just the most useless media for like hours straight, and there will be no it can be like a split screen literally. It's so weird. It just boils down to just like one thing instead of different things.
Yeah.
What do you guys think are the advantages of the Vision Pro?
The what?
The advantages. That's
What?
what. The advantages.
Advantages.
Like good shit about it.
I think it can introduce some really productive UI. Like really
How
fast.
will it
because
help society?
I think okay, so Sundar Pichai talked about this in an interview. So he said that we as humans, we kind of adjust to the UI and the devices we work with, not the other way around.
Yeah.
With the things like this, right? Things like AI and this vision board, whatever, we will be the one just intuitively doing things, and it will be the one working for us to know what we mean.
Okay, that's. I think that is a boon as well as a
Because
curse, because what that's doing for, say the productive masses, the creatives, like your hustle grind set guys, which is probably maybe 5% of the population, if you think about it.
yeah,
Let's say 15% of the population, right? These guys, they're going to use it responsibly. They're like, एक घंटे का काम है, I'm going to sit, I'm going to do 1 hour's worth of work and use this, and they put it down and they go and leave. They go home and they turn off all their devices, they spend time with their wife and kids, whatever. But then you have the 85% of the population, kids our age, people, even like I see this becoming so addictive for especially elderly people, right?
Yeah.
But like for them, it's like बुढ़े हो गए मरने वाला जोक है. But no, I'm kidding. But for kids, dude, this is so scary for kids because you are literally programming your kid to do everything just by like. Right now it's like we're using our thumbs, but then they're just gonna be doing this.
Yeah.
कुछ करेगी भी नहीं. It's oh my god.
Bro, it's
I hate seeing a kid on a phone.
Same.
I hate it. I mean, it just disgusts me. Like,
Have you ever had like
can you
guests
like
at home?
play football or something? Please get off my bed and just do something. With like you have so much fueled energy into you, and you're just consuming. It's so weird. Even with elderly people, you said na. My grandmother is always on like the phone she uses is so old that
I think it's
you
fine
press,
with old people, man.
Yeah, but you press one button and it will take like 5 seconds to just do something. But still they'll consume all the serials. Even though बाहर TV पड़ा है, जो चलता है, फिर भी. It's so weird.
Because like even the convenience of not having to go to the next room. Because as humans, there's a part of our brain called the amygdala, and this is kind of it's it's what brings fear into you.
Oh wait, listen.
And correct me, like someone correct me if I'm wrong on this, but the amygdala also is the part of the brain that seeks out ease, right?
Yeah.
So the amygdala seeks for the path of basically the path of least resistance. Yeah. And so basically the best way to put it is that regardless of what situation you're in, regardless of how heavy the opportunity cost is, the brain will always decide to take the easiest path.
Yeah.
Speaking evolutionary, this was very important for our survival, but now it's turned into this thing where it's like you mentioned, like अगर मेरी दादी बेडरूम में बैठी है, ठीक है, she has to go to the living room to watch TV, to watch like Indian Idol जो भी है. She'd rather just go to YouTube, type Indian Idol like on the bed and watch it. I mean, of course, it's not her fault. She has arthritis, whatever. But it's that, like, because the damage that comes from doing the lazy thing, from doing the thing by just sitting down, it comes later on. It comes in a delayed form.
More
Right.
arthritis.
Bro.
Yeah. Yeah, more
So
arthritis.
it's a simple formula. I mean, it's not that simple. It's not that generalized, but something that the more gratifying something it is instantly, like in the moment, the more you should question doing it,
Yeah.
or whether it's the right thing to do.
I like the way you put it, that you should question, because a lot of people would just say that the more instantly gratifying it is, the worse it is for you, but that's not true. You can find certain work instantly gratifying, in the sense that once you get into that flow state, like I'm sure you with when you're using Blender, for me, or Blender, whatever software you use to
Yeah.
create something, for me it's like I'm in that learning phase, so for me it's all delayed gratification.
Yeah.
For you it's like that whole process, because it's gotten so streamlined, you can enter that flow state so easily.
I'm gonna talk
It's
about the
gratifying for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you how do you experience your flow state?
Bro, for me the flow state is, you know how you talked about like just virtual reality, when you forget everything else, that's how it is. Once I start working on anything and I have a vision or a goal, which I mostly don't. A lot of the times I'm just like messing around, whatever. But once an idea hits, then everything else just becomes meaningless.
Yeah.
It's just me and that thing I need to make, and I'll not stop. I have gone like sleepless nights to just perfect something, like make something. And then I just like put it up on Discord or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was during a time where I didn't sleep anyways. But even recently, where I have like this schedule and I'm like इतने बजे सोना है, इतने बजे उठना है. If I start working, I'll just like phone रहता ही नहीं है. The moment I have my phone near the laptop now, it becomes impossible to work. So I think it's not like a thing that I just keep my phone in the other room. No, I think that's like more of a symptom कि वो बस रहता है, that's why I work. But when it starts, you just cannot stop until like you get some tangible product. And everything else just becomes meaningless in that pursuit. It might be destructive to a certain extent, like you're losing sleep, but I feel like the product, like what you're getting out of it, is a lot more meaningful. Because you can't, I don't think you can make like a creative thing into like the Pomodoro technique or something like that. Like maybe
Yeah,
that works
bro,
with
I need
studying.
that shit.
Pomodoro is honestly the biggest load of bullshit I've seen on the internet.
Maybe it works
I
with
tried
studying,
it.
but
That
I
was
don't
an
know.
argument that I made in that thing that I.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't even remember.
Bro, I'll tell you my experience with Pomodoro. There was this bot.
Talk thoda loudly.
There was this bot on Discord. It was a Pomodoro bot. Basically,
Okay.
you just add it to the voice channel, and every increment it rings an alarm to tell you this is when you're supposed to take a break. And
Yeah,
that's how the
I
technique
remember
works.
But it
I tried
disrupts
it.
everything.
I tried it. It didn't work. Guess why? Because so the technique is 20 minutes. What is 20, 20, and 5, right?
No, it's 25, 25.
25, 25, yeah. So 20 हो गया. I was doing like economics. 20 हो गया. Fine, ठीक है. Second cycle, fine, normal. Didn't think much about it. Third cycle, I got really interested in it, and I'm like, okay, wait, 20 minutes हो गया, but I wanna keep reading. So I stopped, right? क्योंकि I'm following the thing. 5 minute break लिया. Came back. All the excitement died. I don't know what happened in the 5 minutes, and I wasn't checking my phone. Nothing in those 5 minutes, right? I'm like, okay, maybe it's just something went wrong. That was one time I was studying for my exams. Second time studying for my exams, same thing. Economics again. This time I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna follow the minutes thing. I'll do 5 minutes, but not 20 minutes ke baad, just whenever I want. 20 minutes पहला कर दिया. 5 minutes. Second time I studied like just read and like understood that shit for like an hour straight. I wasn't doing anything else. I was just reading, and I forgot the timer and shit. And that was like, I learned more in that hour than I did on those 5 or 6 or 7 cycles, because after 20 minutes of reading into that hour, I'm like, wait, I like this shit. Let me forget the fucking timer and let me just go into it.
I'll tell you what it reminds me of. The gym. It's like I remember you don't do gym reps based on time, right? You based on it's more like there's always like a set limit you kind of set, but one really good thing, like one really like thing that is like approved or like promoted is just do as much as you can sometimes to just find out how much you can push. So like just one more Vaisa. And then you take a break.
See, when you're trying to build a habit, like, you can't get too carried away with shit.
Yeah.
You're supposed to make it easy for you. Like, bro, if you want to make a habit to go to the gym, sometimes you just have to go to the gym and do nothing at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay there for 5 minutes and just leave. Because you're trying to build the habit to go there first. Then you can figure out the workout. So, in terms of studying, it doesn't apply exactly. Pomodoro is not good for a habit at all.
Yeah, it's not.
Pomodoro is like mental masturbation for making yourself think that you're being productive.
I think the whole concept of Pomodoro only got popular because a lot of online influencers, like, it's a very sexy way to sell a bunch of kids with ADHD something.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, bro, these motherfuckers at you guys have heard of Cajun Koi Academy?
No.
Yeah, it's like a productivity studying YouTube channel. And bro, oh my god, they said instead of, if Pomodoro isn't working for you, you can try Animedoro, which is
Oh, I've heard of this shit.
40 minutes of studying, 20 minutes of an anime episode.
Bro,
Why would you do? Oh my god, that is so stupid. It's so
Destroys your dopamine urges. Like it destroys your will to study anything.
Why would you study if you have anime?
I tried it.
you know what it teaches you?
What?
Resistance. That's the only thing it teaches you.
No, bro.
Because here's the thing,
But
if
you're
you're
indulging in it.
if you're really
I actually agree with him.
if you're really committing to the anime Doro, you even forget about the length of the episode. 20 minutes ho gaya, you're supposed to just stop watching. People who like anime like to binge. That's the only way they watch.
Yeah.
So you're resisting the urge to watch the next episode. And it's so easy to just be like, yeah, ek aur episode and I'll study for 60 minutes now.
No, but you're losing focus of what your objective is.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying there's only one upside to it, which is the most irrelevant
And
one.
I think maybe one thing that Pomodoro, Animedoro, whatever these guys are trying to teach, I think like maybe the one benefit is learning is kind of teaching your brain to switch between tasks faster, because you can only really focus on one thing at a time. So it's like maybe like that there's a specific time, I think it changes from task to task, but say like you've watched 20 minutes of an anime, it takes you 15 minutes to like fully get into the flow state of like reading something again, right? And maybe over time, maybe those 15 minutes could become 10 minutes, maybe that could become like 7 or 8 minutes, but there's always a hard limit to that.
Definitely
as well.
Bro, it reminds me of that one like line from Atomic Habits, like when you can't go to the gym without like if you wanna do something else, just do it together. Like binge Netflix while you're like doing reps or something.
That's such good advice.
Because so it's like, and then do it only while you're gymming. So it's like whenever you feel like watching whatever you want to watch, you also feel like going to the gym.
You attach
No.
you attach what you want to do with what you like. to
Wait,
do.
wait. No, I think these are two different ideas. What you said, like correct me if I'm wrong, but you said doing something with someone versus like watching something while you're at the gym, right?
It's like yeah, what he said, like
Okay,
attaching-
okay.
No,
No,
I
no,
don't think he
no.
said the first.
No. Okay. No.
Not
you're
with
not.
someone.
Not with someone. No.
Something.
With someone.
Basically,
No, no.
like an activity.
The,
I think that's
the
like
idea
employment.
is that it was called habit
Stacking.
habit stacking.
Yeah, habit starting.
Yeah. So you attach you mix what you're supposed to do, what you have to do, with what you want to do.
No.
So if you want to watch 5 minutes of TV, you read a book. So there's like habit stacking plus some other thing. So you watch TV for 5 minutes. Okay, you keep it away. You read your book, which is what you're supposed to do, what you have to do for 5 more minutes as a reward, and then you like kind of add on to it.
No, I feel like it's more like after every kind of thing that you want, not like yeah, you feel like doing, you do something that's like a
Rewarding.
habit. So it's like, let's say you do 5 minutes of TV, right? Like say every day, then you go to the gym.
Oh shit!
So-
yeah.
No, it's
watching
the
TV is-
reverse. It's like you reward
no,
yourself.
it's
for-
ulta, bro. Yeah, it's reward.
Okay, but okay, I'll tell you what I think. Like there's two ways of doing this. One of them is, I think the one which we've just described, right? I feel like it is so flawed, especially for young people. It's just the wrong message that
Which one?
maybe someone who's 40 and they're reading Atomic Habits and they're already neuroplasticity whatever. It's difficult for them to create drastic change in their own lives, right? Like I look like someone like my dad.
Same.
I'd love for him to get into the gym, but like he just genuinely has knee problems. So it's like he can't do it, right? I'd love for him to start running, but knee problems,
Yeah.
right? So it's things like that for young people. But it's a horrible message. It's not good. You aren't teaching yourself discipline. You aren't teaching yourself to enjoy the difficult task, right?
Yeah.
What you're telling yourself is that this task is painful, so I'm going to balance it out by doing something that is instantly gratifying.
Yeah.
And bro, honestly, like I feel gross. Like I felt gross while I was listening to that. There was one example that he gave that someone put like a Netflix, like a screen on their treadmill.
Treadmill.
So
Yeah,
when
that's what I
they're
was saying.
running,
Yeah.
it only works when they're running. I just felt that was kind of gross to me.
Yeah.
I just felt repulsed by
That,
it.
that
I
makes
haven't-
sense actually.
I haven't.
Because isn't the entire part of running to like feel
I think
you're
no.
running.
I think I understand the. I mean, in a vacuum, it sucks. But like, I get what he was getting
Like,
at.
I get
He tried
the
to explain how to
motivation
make a habit easier.
Yeah.
by making it like rewarding in more ways than just the gratification that you get by doing the habit.
The other way you could do this is something that is doing something that actually benefits your. So I think it's safe to say that most people can categorize their goals into primary, secondary, and tertiary sort of tiers, right?
Yeah.
So what you could do is that you associate one of your primary goals with your tertiary or secondary goal.
Yeah.
Okay, and one example of this is having a gym buddy, right? So what this does that you go to the gym, that's great, and which is fitness is your primary goal. Maybe your secondary or tertiary goal is to improve socially,
Socialize,
right?
yeah.
So you find like brotherhood with someone, and you go with that person regularly, and it becomes what like we've talked about commitment device, right? But sometimes the downside to that, of course, is that you'll end up spending a lot more time. You might, from what I've seen, if you go to the gym with a friend, like it takes at least 30 minutes more, 30
Yeah.
40
It
minutes
does,
more.
it
You
does.
just talk and yeah.
It also like might just be about switching, like waiting
Yeah.
and all of
So
that.
even there is an opportunity cost.
Yeah.
It's just about like what increments are you willing to let go of for other
I think
benefits.
the entire part of habit stacking was like stacking habits and not like stacking habits and rewards. It was like stacking different kind of habits.
Yeah, that's what habit stacking. There was another one, bro. Honestly, like I just I didn't pay too much attention to the formulas in Atomic Habits. What I did pay pay attention to were the psychological fundamentals,
exactly.
because you could write down all these formulas and you could write after brushing my teeth I will go read a
Yeah, I
book.
tried that. It didn't work. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. So okay, here's the thing. I wrote most of these formulas down. I'm like, okay, let's see if it works, because you never really take this sort of method approach to this shit, right? So I was like, okay, after doing my skincare every morning, I will do push-ups till failure, right? Just that's what I did for like a week.
Sounds like a good one.
Huh. First of all, I wrote that in my journal. Never opened that page again. It was just in my memory. Okay. It worked, but unless you understand the psychological reasoning behind it, why did it work? It's because skincare. I've been going to a skin doctor for like a month now, and it's become a huge part of my life right now. Like I just have to pay too much attention to it. And when I do that, it's fulfilling. Obviously, it feels good because my skin is better now, and that feels good. So if I'm pairing a good action that I know is good for myself, that I'm being responsible for, with something that's doubling down on that, like push-ups till failure, just so I can build up to it, then it works. So the psychological connect is that your brain likes to do things together which make you feel good as a whole.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's think of a good example one could do while habit stacking, like
Brushing your teeth and jacking off.
Shut up, man.
I will
cleaning your
eat-
dishes after.
I will eat 2 bananas after running every morning.
Okay, fine.
People don't eat enough fruits, so if that's
Yeah.
the goal, yeah.
Maybe I'll eat one before running.
But I think ultimately what books like Atomic Habits, when they try and teach you, I think the biggest I think the greatest benefit of that book for me personally was it changed the way that I think about like every single activity that I do on a daily
Yeah,
basis,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That and things like not dopamine detoxing in itself, because that dopamine detoxing was a really horrible trend. It's like everyone was posting on their stories like, yo, don't hit me up for a month. I'm doing a 30-day.
For something, man.
30-day dopamine detox.
It doesn't work because
They don't get
because
the point
it's
behind it.
yeah.
Bro,
it's-
that reminded me, we have to branch off into challenges. I'll let you know.
Yeah. So what this is about is that you like there's no point in doing like I will eat 2 bananas after running.
Yeah.
Like there's no point in writing that if you don't have a good understanding of what the psychology behind all of it is.
Exactly, bro. So, like, if anyone's watching, don't do that shit what I just told you if you haven't read the book, because my biggest takeaway from that book is the identity change thing, the
Yeah.
whole circle thing. Because there is no point in doing habit stacking if you don't realize that you're eating those 2 bananas because you want to become a better person, not because it's good to eat 2
But
bananas.
Yeah.
it's in the book.
Bro, I hate eating bananas. That shit sucks. I don't like them.
Bananas.
I don't like them. So I can't do that. But like now, when you this is why I don't like quoting Atomic Habits a lot, because first of all it feels pretentious. One is that.
Okay.
The other is that you can't just cherry pick topics and talk about them with people who don't know about it. It's a holistic book. You can't like some things you can talk about separately that are more important, like the whole identity shift thing. But even that is also so incomplete without all the other chapters.
Bro, personally, I've been quiet this whole time because I think such things are utter bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
Be louder.
yeah. I think it's
Right.
utter bullshit.
जोर से बोल
Like more articulate, not louder. It's a clear.
You know,
I
one
think
thing,
it's absolute utter bullshit.
yeah. You know, one thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about Aryan is that I feel like sometimes you don't speak loud enough, and like it's good, like you speak soft, and sometimes you have to be soft. Like sometimes when you're soft, people actually listen to you, but in some situations you have to be loud.
हाँ bro, like
It's not
honestly-
arrogance. It's not arrogance. You just have to like raise your voice.
Let it be.
You have to raise your voice, and
Bro.
you just have to say shit.
करना पड़ेगा.
best thing you can do, shower में ना bro, just start screaming death grips lyrics. That's that's how I develop like a deeper, more like voice.
I'm on my way.
I mean,
Even that's
remember-
pussy. You're not अंदर से नहीं आ रहा है bro. I'm on my way. Yeah!
Bro,
You just start yelling in the shower, bro. Who gives a shit?
पार तू क्या करते हो 5 मिनट झाले निक घाते मार
Acha, anyways, on the topic of challenges, I'll bring up something you brought
Yeah.
up. 100-day positivity challenge.
I accepted.
Bro, challenges.
Wait, can I just
Why is
wait,
it challenge, bro? Just be positive.
Wait. Let me just close that sort of chapter from my end.
Yeah.
I honestly think that at least I'll ask you this question first. Why did you pick up Atomic Habits? Like, just give one sentence on the answer if you can.
It's because Abhik suggested me to read
Other
the
told
book.
me to do it.
Did you think you were an extremely flawed human being?
No.
Yeah, so that's my point. Till the time you don't realize that you seriously fucked up, I don't think you should expose yourself to such knowledge.
Bars.
Alright. Because I was thinking about it the other day. You know, I sent you that video of a person who doesn't think like who doesn't have an inner voice,
Yeah.
which I thought everyone does as well.
Yeah.
So it was quite shocking to me as well. But I was just thinking, what if that interview caused her to start thinking, or caused her to develop an inner voice?
I don't know.
Because someone actually pointed out for the first time. So, not extremely similar, but point being, if you never asked yourself that question, then maybe it's not time for someone else to be asking you that question.
Definitely.
Maybe you're pointing out issues in you that aren't existent but are just developing. My point is, let them develop.
Yeah.
Make that mistake.
Yeah.
Like, completely fuck up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
For me, yeah.
But
go on.
that is when you pick up those books.
Definitely.
And
That applies to basically everyone who's watching this.
but
Go on.
but that's always been my perspective with a lot of things in life as well.
Yeah.
I'm completely fine with people making mistakes. Like, even in leadership positions, I'm okay if you make that mistake.
Yeah.
But if you're consulting me before you even make that mistake, I don't think that's right. And that's something that I get from my parents as well, especially my dad. Like, the first time we went for local trains, he completely gave me no guidelines. He wanted me to make all the mistakes. And that's when I sort of set goals for myself when we did this trip that I didn't tell anyone, but they were just goals for myself. Like, I wanted to sort of take charge in certain places of planning things. Because you guys stay in Pune, I stay in Mumbai. I should be able to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's an absolute shame that I've been staying here for 6 years and I still can't do this shit.
Yeah.
Alright? Absolute shame. But at least now I realize. And now that I've realized after 6 years, now I take it to heart. And now this experience is never going to leave me.
Yeah.
So I can come back to Mumbai in 20 years and know how to navigate my way around trains. How to push people outside.
Yeah.
How to make sure that I'm on the left side of the train when I'm getting off
Getting
of
off.
that
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah.
Alright, like, if my dad had already told me, it wouldn't make as big an impact. And so that is why I think picking up such books till the time you don't question how badly you fucked up is not of any.
Yeah. Bro,
I think
Yeah, go on.
I think you can only gain value from books and any form of knowledge, whatever that knowledge may be. That you can only gain knowledge from it with a beginner's mindset. And a beginner's mindset comes from knowing that you are a beginner.
Yeah.
Most people, like, I guarantee you, 90% of people who've read Atomic Habits is kind of like the prime self-help book, right?
Yeah.
When did it come out? 2017, 2018?
I don't like the title of it, Atomic Habits. Like,
Wait, have you read it?
But bro, like the
No, I
little
haven't.
dots.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, I don't like the title and like the book cover itself. Because when I think of atomic, I think of reductionist. Like, it's been reduced to the absolute basics.
Yeah, it's that 1% better everyday mentality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I've spoken about this before, but I find it very condescending or patronizing. Maybe I have a very big ego, but I am completely fine with discovering these things on my own, because I've also found myself through introspection, which I think sometimes these books stop you from doing, that usually I navigate my way through life, and I am a thinker, so I will reach those destinations on my own, and I find that far more gratifying. Like stoicism was not something, and remember, I don't know if I told you guys, but like I renounced stoicism. I don't follow it anymore. I don't want to follow it anymore.
Yeah.
But point being, I reached stoicism on my own because I was going through tough times and I was adapting to change. I came from Singapore to here and I didn't get along with people and like people didn't have a very good impression of me. So like the idea of being alone sort of led me to stoic values and dealing with a lot of emotional stuff and not responding, that led me to stoic values. And now I think I'm in a moment in my life wherein I'm done with that. I think I have, I've moved on from that sort of philosophy, and instead of reading Nietzsche or Kierkegaard or some other philosopher, I want myself to make those decisions and eventually lead to that philosophy.
Do you regret taking up stoicism?
No, I don't regret. I mean, I'm not answering your question, but like I don't regret things. There are like 3-4 things I regret in my life.
So, do you think like consuming the knowledge but also discovering for yourself can be like an ideal middle ground? Like when I read Atomic Habits, I read like the first 2 chapters and a lot of other things just came to me in like my own discovery. And Rudra kept saying like, bro, it's literally in the book, read it. I'm like, but it's crazy that I discovered this myself without reading that part. Right?
See, that it's like this gratification that I'm looking for. That oh shit, I learned this on myself, by myself, and Marcus Aurelius said this 2000 years ago. Like, do you get like how rewarding that can be? That you're comparing yourself to one of the greatest minds.
This is a concept I've been thinking about a lot recently. You know, there's 2 forms of knowledge. Right? One is the knowledge that comes from reading. The other one is the one that comes from experience. And reading, obviously, I mean like people, conversation, podcasts, books, whatever. And the other one comes from experiences, right? Now, you know, this reading wala, it comes in one layer, right? It's like you get like I can't think of a good analogy for this, but think of it like this: you have a garden, right? Learning through, we'll refer to it as reading. Through reading, it's like you have a shovel and you've been told to dig. You haven't been told how far to dig. You could dig like itta sa and you're done, right? That's what reading is.
That's a good one.
Whereas with experiences, you've been told dig
You dig with
500 meters. Because the thing is, with experience, because see, I think we've already discussed how limiting language is, right? That you can't describe very specific understandings and emotions and very deep, profound. Just it's not the
Can I
same.
work on your analogy?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, you said digging, right?
Yeah.
A book will probably prompt you to dig, and you'll dig. Like you'll take a shovel and you'll dig. That's it. But doing it by yourself, by experience, is like you don't dig just to take earth out. The point is to find something or to plant something. That is what
So good. So
like,
good.
Bro.
knowing the purpose of that digging. It's not the action, but it's what can happen through that dig. There's another thing that I was thinking of, another analogy that we can sort of put out there. It's relevant to what we've been doing. So let's say I want to get from Dadar to CST.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can take a cab, I can take a cab. And you know what? It was, even for a normal Mumbaiker, 200 rupees is fine, man. Like, we were really just doing it for the heck of it. But the whole idea of taking an auto or walking 1.8 kilometers, then one of us going up to the cashier, then doing that whole dialogue, char, CSMT, single, alright. Then he tossing you the whole note through this small little hatch, then you collecting it, then you walk or you might have to run. Like the joy you have of seeing your friends run with you, like oh shit, train nikalne wali hai, or maybe you're just waiting there, anticipating, oh my god, how many people are going to be on that train? Am I going to have to like push through it? And a couple of times we had to push through it, and that was so fun. Like the amount of armpits that were on my face. like I know it sounds weird, alright, but then especially pushing out, that was fun as hell. Because personally, I wasn't sure if I should jump out of the train, because I'd been warned not to do that. So like anticipating the speed, then knowing who to push, like how hard should I push Rudra so that he also gets out and I don't actually push him off the train. Like all those small calculations, that's something that really matters to me. Like
whereas
it expands your horizon.
You can't learn that shit from a book.
If someone wrote in a book, like
Left side
you
se
would,
niklo,
it's like left side se niklo,
like
or
this
bas
time
be
they-
careful, just be careful. Like it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's just very surface level.
Like even when we got onto the first local train together, like I wasn't so sure. I was second guessing myself because I didn't know which train went where. This was only my second time. Then you guys also gave me like this whole sort of speech kind of thing that, oh my god, you're the leader, alright? Stop making like these on the spot decisions. Relax, you're the leader.
I'll tell you, it didn't even feel like you didn't know what was going on because it was mine and Park's like second time doing metro.
Bro,
Second
you
trip
didn't even
doing
do
metro.
it yourself. Bro, when I did that, I had no clue how to navigate. Only thing I knew was Surat ne bola hai कि just get a ticket and go. And you know what you do? You get the ticket and you just ask people. That's the biggest thing I've learned through that is like, bro, don't read the signs. Sometimes they're broken. Just ask people and they'll tell you.
I'll tell you what. You could read once and you could like thoda sa dig kar diya ho gaya. You could or you could like have a whole experience, like dig really deep, or you could read a lot and you end up digging really deep. That is what it basically is, because all of the reading, it comes from experiences, right? So the people that you ask, the reading that takes place on the train station, it comes from other people's experiences. So they hand them over to you, you listen to enough people talk, you'll have a vague idea of where you need to go.
Yeah, like that chacha that we, uncle, kaka, that we met twice. He educated us that the right side is to get in and the left is to get out.
He told us twice. But didn't listen either time.
मैं सुन ही नहीं रहा था, क्या बोल रहे हैं? I'm like, bro, we are like left or right, like what are you saying? We're already on the left side, bro. Left side में तो है ही नहीं.
That guy's been taking the local train for like 30-40 years. And he passed that knowledge on to us.
And then he said, even while we were like, you should have done that.
Did he yell at you?
Yeah, he
yelled at me.
Because this dude was like pushing against Parth and Parth was pushing
No,
pushing
right
against this
before the train stopped at Ghatkopar, he's like, bro, are you getting off? Not like that. but I'm like, yeah, Ghatkopar. Then he's like, side ko ho ja bhai.
Bro, I wanted to ask the guy, आप कौन से level पे हो?
कौन से layer?
कौन से level पे हो? He was playing Candy Crush.
Bro,
I was watching that shit intently.
Was he good?
He was okay. I mean, like, I spotted a couple that would have been better. But
So the whole thing about books, I think we can conclude by saying, it doesn't mean shit if you read like
They
10
really like
books.
the God of Knowledge, right?
Bro, I don't know, there's this guy, I forgot his name. He's this guy, but he makes like book tier lists. I mean, he's a whole productivity guy, I forgot his name.
Yeah.
But he made a book tier list. And I'm like,
is it improvement pill?
no. He has a face, bro.
Oh.
And
He has a face.
he was talking about like 20 books. And I'm like, okay, you read 20 books. You don't look like a person who has the wisdom of 20 books. So where did it go wrong? So the thing is, you can read as many books as you want, but none of it matters.
It's all
if you
mental
don't
masturbation.
It's all mental masturbation.
It is.
Bro, Atomic Habits. The only reason I made a summary for Atomic Habits because I felt like I didn't apply half the shit I learned. And then after I made the summary, I didn't go back to it once. And I'm like, wait, maybe it's not about applying that shit.
It's not about bro. It's like the thing about layers you said. Another way you could use that is like consuming media, right? So we were talking about this in the auto. It's like blonde before a breakup and after a breakup. Why before a breakup? Maybe he's describing the most, I say like most innate feelings that you feel after a breakup, but a guy who has never even seen a relationship might not know what it means. But after a breakup, you actually know what it's like. So that's how it is. Like you read a book about describing this entire feeling. Like it's like watching porn and then understanding how sex works, and then like you go there and like you have no clue.
He's like, I was never been with a woman before, by the way.
Bro, this happened to me.
Bro, Pranav, I'll tell you, Pranav carries a bunch of condoms and lube with him and watches porn to like study how it works.
That's
and I'm like,
it's
when you go in,
Wait.
Pranav is my
guy
friend.
from college.
He
I think
needs
I
to
just think it's
understand.
pretentious, bro. I
Bro,
just think it's
but when he actually goes in, he's gonna have no clue, and the woman is just gonna weird it.
bro, he
out
doesn't
by
know
the
how to
fact-
talk to a girl.
But he doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, he might,
I
he
just
doesn't
think
want
it's
to.
pretentious, man. Like he's attractive. He's genuinely attractive.
Yeah, but only physically.
Yeah. Anyways, this happened to me
Wait,
with 48 laws of
is
power.
that the guy I met?
Yeah,
Really?
I think he's met Pranav. He's Nepali.
The Nepali.
Yeah.
No wonder.
Should we like
What do you
plan-
know?
What if he
Just a
watches
second.
this?
I'm borrowing 48.
Pranav, are you watching this? Listen, I love you, but you need to like socialize more and all.
Kumar Kumpians.
Pranav is not watching this.
That's true. Not this far, man.
देखने ही नहीं देंगे. ब्लॉक कर देना YouTube से.
Bhai, bro, pulled out.
One sec.
I mean, look.
Let me find that law.
Law number 4, I'm sorry. Always say less than necessary. Bro,
Oh boy.
this is what happened with me with this book. So, okay, after Atomic Habits, this is the next book was Psychology of Money, but forget about that for a second. I read that law and forgot about it, right? Did some annotations, whatever. But I really thought about it because I started to notice how much I speak in conversations. Especially the day I met Birajni ma'am, I felt like I spoke way too much.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bro, the way he described the law, like you only have to know it after you read it, but you know it after you read it. But I read that law and I'm like, wait, I'm so like that did not work out. Like that wasn't good. That's not how people will respect me. And I started practicing like speaking less, especially on text. Instant change. Like it's just intrinsic. And there's probably someone who's going to be out there who's not going to think enough about this law.
Yeah.
Just pass
They're
on
just
it.
gonna say like, oh,
because
it's
it
not
doesn't
me.
apply to his life.
Yeah.
But this is
Or
something that's applied
he-
to me my whole life.
Or maybe the person thinks that it doesn't apply to their life because most people go into
Yeah.
books with this level of. See, what happens is that
This
when
guy.
you read, well, like you talk about the YouTuber guy.
Yeah.
He's like he's read 20 books. In his mind, he has the identity of someone who has the knowledge of 20 books, right? So he's gonna go into he's gonna go into the 21st book,
Alright.
thinking that he already has the knowledge. He's like, bro, this doesn't apply to me, does it?
What? Sorry, you're checking the recording. 241.
Clark Kegley.
Oh.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Oh god.
Wait, can I just.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
Bolna.
I wanted to talk about Clark Kegley, but anyway, like, see, the thing is, when you have the identity of someone who's read 20 books, right? तुझे लगता है कि हाँ मुझे तो आता है, like I know it, I have the wisdom of 20 books. When you get to the 21st book, when you get to the 22nd book, you're not actually taking that much information because you don't have that beginner's mindset.
You don't.
Like you said, you don't have that feeling कि मुझे कुछ पता नहीं है, मेरे को जाके सीखना है.
Bhai, you know what? So I was watching this Mark Manson video about how to read better, and what was really surprising to me was you don't have to read every book all the way through. That is something that does not sit right with me, and maybe it's right, But
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I watched that exact same video and had the exact same thought.
yeah, so this Clark Kegley guy, the same video, he also said that I don't read 100% of every book. I just skim through it, and if I like it, then I read it. I hate that shit.
Why, what are you talking about?
Okay, so basically,
I'm like, why would you do that?
No, I'll tell you what it is.
No, he got it.
No, that- it was just that-
It's like I'll need to elaborate on it more.
Yeah.
So the idea is that as like a self-improvement guy, and like Clark Kegley specifically, I know that he has like knowledge of how things work. He has his own business, so and it's it's called. I'm not fucking. I'm not gonna plug his business, bro. And like I know for a fact that he knows his shit. Okay?
Yeah.
But like you mentioned that thing, it's not the best advice to be telling to like a young person, someone who's getting into, someone who's going up to him for advice. You shouldn't be telling it to that person because and the reason for the advice was even Naval Ravikant, one of the like incredibly intelligent guy, even he said this. He doesn't read a book, he skims through it. If there's an idea he likes, then he'll finish reading, he'll go back to it and he'll read like in depth. Because
I think that comes with age. And
of course.
At our age,
Yeah, that
it's
is
worth
true.
reading the whole thing.
At our age, it's
Bro, what I'm
worth
saying is,
reading
Bro.
really slowly.
Bro,
And like
Bro, to me, I cannot. So it's always been with music. I cannot judge any album without listening to the whole thing.
obviously.
I think it's a personality thing. I cannot judge any book without reading the whole thing. Because bro, people are like, oh, first, second, pehla, dusra chapter bore hoga, so let's just skip. No, I what if I find like one liner gem in like the 5th chapter or something? I don't know that unless I find it out, and that's just personality.
Let me
Like,
tell you what.
not everyone is gonna be like this. So maybe I get it that Mark Manson doesn't read because he reads so many books a year that he just has to skim through most of them
Yeah.
because bad books are just bad books.
Yeah.
Like it's not like songs, right?
What I'm saying is, this reminds me of a Dr. K video, is that stop consuming any kind of like self-improvement or like just any advice in like a chain, because then you just forget
That
it.
same video. I was gonna
Dude,
yeah.
it's like after watching a video or more ideally like reading a book or like a chapter, sit down, think about it, apply it, and then read the next one.
Bro,
it's all mental
bro,
masturbation.
no.
Wait.
I agree with him. I'll tell you why.
So I agree with him.
Yeah. So the whole idea was your brain has a certain amount of RAM. If you watch these videos, if you watch 6,
There's a corner obviously.
forget about 6. If you watch 3 self-improvement videos in a row, you'll forget half of what the first one is. That's why movies are
You
one.
forget 90% of what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, some
you,
would have-
that's why movies are 1.5 hour, 2.5 hour long. If they could just make like a 6 hour long movie. The Spider-Man trilogy, they could make one 6 hour long movie, but
People
by the
will
time
forget.
people will forget the first 2 hours already. So unless you, his basic idea was the only way you can apply that shit is to watch one video, sit with it, see how it affects your life.
Yeah.
See what it actually means to you. Maybe don't even try to like intellectualize it. Just sit with it, see how it applies to your life.
Wait, can I add a very basic point?
Yeah.
You spoke of mental masturbation, right? And
that.
so
Yeah, I was being serious.
my point is that if any book and its purpose is to teach you self-improvement and they convey ideas of having focus and doing good deeds, the general self-improvement
Yeah.
stuff. I have issues with the titles themselves. Like, give me the name of the most sort of known books: Atomic Habits, Psychology of Money. Like, the author really thinks they did something there by attracting your attention. My point is that it seems very what's the opposite of genuine? Ingenuine? What is this?
In general.
I disagree.
I
Because-
think
I
like I
think it's-
understand from a
it's more-
marketing
Yeah, go
standpoint,
ahead.
it's very evident. Like,
Yeah.
come on, it's at the end of the day, it's
Million
product.
copies, so, yeah.
Here's the thing.
It's a product
With-
that needs to be sold.
With most books I've read like 3 books. with the books I've read, the I don't care about the title, but I start caring about it the more I read it. Psychology of Money, I don't do anything related to money that makes me want to read that book. But I'm like, might as well just do it. 3 chapters in, I learned that the people who are billionaires, it's more about their behavior with money and less about how much money they make. And when I started to read that, when I really went into that chapter, I'm like, wait, this book, it does not teach you how to save money, how to make you money. It's not a money book at all. It's a psychology book. It teaches you your psychology and its relationship with currency. It's not even money, it's wealth, it's currency.
But haven't you noticed, like, over the past 20 years, at least, I'm going to say 10 years, those books that are in that, like, sort of thing,
Yeah.
that basket, like, there has been this new sort of wave of titles.
Yeah.
Like, are you noticing it? Psychology of Money, Sapiens, Atomic Habits, Ego is the Enemy.
Bro,
Like,
it's all marketing. Bro, you know most critical
The design
videos?
of everyday things.
Right? Like,
Bro.
there's this, like, I don't know how to categorize it, but they're getting very similar, and they're sort of
Shit.
book illustrations.
I think
also.
the title.
No,
You know,
this
my
reminds me of-
favorite titles are the straightforward ones. 12 Rules for Life.
How to
48 Laws of Power. The Art of Seduction.
But they
how to
become very
benefit and influence
sort of
people.
Wo bhi.
gimmicky nowadays, in my
Bro, it's like it reminds me of most critical videos because all his videos have these extremely generic titles like he will not get away with this.
Let me give you live.
Right, kar de.
Superfood tier list.
Yeah.
Hold on. I love horrible games. Twitch is desperate.
Yeah, see?
How can
Exactly,
someone be this
exactly.
disrespectful?
Bro,
it's a very
Twitch
brutal
is
fashion.
dead. This
Yeah,
game
it
is
is so
worse than
vague.
Gollum.
It's clickbait, like real.
Yeah, it literally is quick clickbait. But I feel like
Clickbait.
Atomic Habits still like in that genre is still quite defining. Because it's just Atomic Habits.
Horrible babysitter. Street Fighter 6 is amazing. Emotional support alligator. Most painful competition ever.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
This is
talking
not
about
the most
popular, aren't
painful.
No, bro, it's just 6 new videos.
Oh my god.
Bro, it's not the most painful because he's made like 10 videos about like the most painful
No,
competition.
I'll tell you the way I see it. I think I don't see this as a particular negative. I just see this as the style of what someone is trying to invoke because bro, critical, he's so popular, everyone already know what his sense of humor is like.
Yeah.
So when he puts like a very simple title, it builds this anticipation in you.
Yeah.
It's like,
Bro,
kya hai?
I don't know if you guys know this, but his description for every video is relating to the title. So if the
This is
video,
the dash of all time.
yeah, this is the dash of all time. If
It's
the
the
video, if the video
greatest
is
dash of all
called,
time.
yeah, how can someone be disrespectful? Then this is the greatest Mount Everest climber of all time. Like there is a relation to the video, but he has a format. This is a dash of all time.
He is sort of making an objective perspective of something that should have a subjective perspective.
Yeah, and I feel like when I started watching it, I was like, bro, what happened? Oh my god, he'll not get away with it. And then it was like, oh, that happens every week now, it's fine.
Twitch is dead. This is the greatest awful policy change of all time.
See, like,
That's kind of his brand now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
exactly.
it's so subjective.
I don't see like anything wrong with it.
Yeah, it's not exactly.
No,
negative,
it's not-
but
it's
I think
bro.
it's kind of like smart.
It's not about right or wrong, it's about
Yeah.
what I said was I just don't like it. I find it very odd and I find it ingenuine.
Like, I agree in the sense that like after a certain point, it's kind of gotten like, okay, it's the
How to live better life happy.
Like if you imagine a YouTuber who's talking about self-improvement and his title is here are the 10 best tips to make your life
Nobody's gonna watch.
or
this.
make you a millionaire. Okay. So here are the 10 best tips to make you a millionaire.
I think these
you know they're
titles-
very common titles.
I think
they
these
are,
titles
but-
have emerged because go on.
Because this side.
hey, finish what
No,
you're saying.
I think these titles have emerged because as you said, these generic titles don't work.
But they're selling to the wrong people, which is what I've been trying to say. That
The
they're not
wrong
selling
people
it to
are selling
people.
them.
No,
The wrong people.
I'm
Bro,
saying that the wrong
no.
people are consuming them. The people who actually searched for it because, like I said previously, because they needed that help, they are not the ones that are only consuming it. They are people who watch YouTube so frequently that these are just sort of put into their feed and they just watch it because it's
Bhai, bro,
popular
it's
fun.
literally ties in with metal
here's what I'm
masturbation.
saying.
Wait, let me tell you. Bro, you know Hamza's old videos about just the Jeffrey Adonis videos? I used to binge those. Bhai Lago. And I'm like, I realized that this adds nothing. Because he's just being angry. and like hateful towards this trope, and I'm like the big videos, right? The ऐसा 1 घंटे वाले are so much more information providing, because bro it literally is mental masturbation, because you're just consuming this kind of media which kind of teaches you the same thing but in a different format, so you don't learn anything at all.
You said about like how it's for the wrong audience. I think it's for the perfect audience, honestly, because you know what, the guys who want to hear that shit, unka mental masturbation hota, they feel perfectly fine with it.
Yeah.
They're happy with that. The guys who are making money off it, they're perfectly fine with that. It's like unko karne do whatever they want to do. From what I've seen, right, it's so like I'm on Hamza's Discord server, and there was a certain point in time where Hamza, he was telling everyone like, start your own self-improvement YouTube channel, like start talking about like things that have like affected you positively. And these guys start making these because it's the same community, right? All of these guys start making YouTube channels, and they all start posting videos. But I'll show you guys right now, every single one of them has the exact same thumbnail, exact same title. There's one guy, I think I showed you guys on Discord.
I don't know.
Omar Hadid, something like that. Omar Hadid. This kid from Jordan, okay. He's asking me like, bro, what can I change? Like, is my camera good enough? Is my microphone good enough? Bro, all of his titles are, this one thing is dragging you in life. 10 steps to make you a multimillionaire. The guy is 15.
Bro, I
But this Tarzan back with like the girls showing ass. Like they just learn what sells and then they start making it.
See, I don't think it's wrong, because
it's not.
That's
It's
like
not.
survival of the
Bro, it's
fittest.
like porn. Like it exists. People
Why
watch
do you always
it.
go back to fucking porn?
अरे वो history है उसके साथ थोड़ा. But it's like it exists. People watch it. People who don't wanna watch it get laid, I guess.
But also, like, tying back to what we kind of started off this conversation with, for the guy, he's learning a lot from that experience of just putting out like really shitty, low quality YouTube videos. Because like, I think one reason for why like my channel is even remotely growing, why I'm like getting like 8 subscribers a month, is one of the biggest reasons is that I tried that shit when I was like 8 or 9, and I figured out what didn't work.
Oh, you also do it.
What?
Like your title, why you should not say should or something like that.
Yeah, it is
See,
intentional.
I have two things to say. One of the reasons these titles like Atomic Habits, Sapiens, that shit, that whole genre, that it emerged because people were so exposed to the generic shit that it didn't excite them.
Yeah.
But now that has become
I'll tell you why. It's not become generic. Jordan Peterson comes out with a book 12 Rules for Life. Some random ass hobo comes out with a book 12 Rules for Life. Who's gonna read that? It's the image. Robert Greene's first few books were called like Mastery or something. Mastery. Even Mastery is okay. That whole book is about being a master. But now it's 48 Laws of Power. No effort, but it works because it's Robert Greene. We know it.
Yeah, it's so
Okay, they
powerful.
all use the same font also. Helvetica, Arial.
Helvetica is beautiful, but don't
It's
charge
good.
on Helvetica, bhai.
It's
Mike,
good.
there is
But they all
more
use the
power.
same.
There is more power and credit to the cover, the design of the cover,
Yeah.
than the title.
It literally is it just exudes power, bro.
I
Like
swear.
uske liye nahi, every book ever. Forget the title. I don't give a shit about the title.
Wait, I'm just wondering. Those two colors.
Yeah.
Might he have done like research about why those two colors?
No.
Do they?
I mean, probably.
No,
but
not him himself.
He wasn't the one who designed the
Is
covers.
designed it.
Yeah, but it's so crazy. It just
I wouldn't be surprised if the guy
Of
color
course.
coded it that way.
There's this
Oh wait,
guy on
even the
YouTube.
power of seduction.
Art of seduction.
Art of seduction.
Oh,
That
yes,
is
yeah.
for sure. Like pink.
Yeah,
and like
pink
that
on top of
purple.
that.
and it's like
yeah.
circular instead of.
Have you
Yeah, like
started
that
reading
makes
that by
sense.
the way?
No, I got that from my friend.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I thought you got it for yourself.
No, I got it for Ahan.
Oh.
Ahan's reading. Ahan was reading it like on PDF, but he wanted the physical books. I got him the physical.
I feel like it's about intent. When Mark Manson makes these like videos like 14 mistakes I made, you shouldn't make it. Like you can make it in your 20s. I think the audience he wants is people who are genuinely interested and people who are not doing this phase of mental masturbation and actually listening.
Mark Manson also, bro. He has an image. He can put out a video with no title and it'll get views.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is maybe their intent is not matching with the audience. That's why Hamza stopped uploading these videos and started with long videos rarely. So he can attract the audience he actually wants and like that actually listens.
Yeah.
That's why I
You
feel
know
like
what we all forget?
that one book is more important.
These
than
all
the videos.
YouTubers specifically, at the end of the day, they're still like fucking humans. Sorry, but like they can make stupid mistakes that you don't think of. This
Yeah.
Hamza guy, I used to think he was so pretentious. I didn't know him before that purpose video,
Yeah.
but I branched off to his other stuff. And I'm like, this is so pretentious. It doesn't make sense. I don't like this. But then I didn't watch another like hour-long video, but I got into it and I'm like, this guy knows what he's doing. Like it makes sense where it makes sense. But his smaller videos, like that's more kind of like just.
Bro, the smaller videos are so disgusting sometimes.
It's just he
bro,
wants to
punch the
he
camera
wants
to just.
he wants to appeal to a certain audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Like behind the curtain in that 1 hour long video, he
Yeah,
knows what
you
he's
can
doing.
see like what goes behind that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's so much more valuable than watching like another Jeffrey Adonis video.
Chalo, 100 days of positivity.
Oh boy.
हम लोग को करना है यार challenge.
Do you want to see?
Wait, it goes back to challenges.
Yeah.
You can't.
Do you have a screenshot?
Challenge
I
accepted.
have like I found.
Live feed, bro.
Bro, let's see it. Let's see
Bro,
it.
can you check her
Can
account
you-
in case she's put up highlights for it?
Yeah. Send me the screenshot, not of her profile, but I mean of the story, so I can put it in the video. I mean, you can put it in the video.
Just please record it. साइड में डाल देंगे इसे
उसका Android है.
हाँ?
उसका किसको Poco phone.
अच्छा, run time
नहीं,
है.
Oh, my phone's there.
Hey, bhai, check if it's still long.
It is recording and it's been a long ass time. 1 hour 27 minutes.
Where is L phone?
Bro, we have lots of time.
We
अंदर
have
देखो.
17% बाकी है.
हाँ भाई. 17% is pretty good.
Are you?
Wait, can you not charge while recording? I'm like,
Yeah, probably can.
Can someone call my
I don't know.
2 hours and 30 minutes. Actually, not 2.
You guys will change the camera angle.
Do you plan to buy another battery
बदलना
pack?
है क्या? कहाँ से?
Path, I think you're sitting on the phone.
What?
You're sitting on
It's
his
behind you.
तेरा फोन वो है ना? नहीं, that's not.
तो कहाँ है?
अरे फोन लगा ना कोई तो. Hey Siri,
No, you had.
call Aryan Verolkar.
It works. Let's go. She works. Thank you, girl. Now, what does your phone do?
It's usually on silent.
iPhone versus Android.
अरे चल के सुनना कहाँ पर आ रहा है?
Oh,
मिल गया ना?
pocket में था. I can hear. Oh, I got. I remember.
भाई अभी याद आया इसको. वहाँ पर रखा है.
Is 3 nice?
चलो बैठो बैठो.
हाँ देखा भाई.
उड़ गई नहीं इन सबकी.
Shit, I forgot her name.
Bro, it must be like positive Sneha or something. I don't know.
Come on, man. That's not an entire identity can be that, right?
Happy Sneha.
What do you think about people who
Happy
like
go
have
lucky.
labels as a just like not happy Sneha or something, but more
Priya
like
Sahani. Sahani.
भाई तू बोल रहा क्यों है?
Neha?
Shit, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
अच्छा वो टिंग
बोल
कर
sorry,
देंगे.
love.
मैं
नहीं,
बोला
नहीं,
क्यों
नहीं,
bro? Bro, people, bro, it's so difficult to edit this. कोई भूल गया ना, वो रह जाएगा ऊपर. After like millions of
अरे
subscribers,
रिमाइंडर
like-
डाल देंगे कोई बात नहीं.
अभी ये गिर रहा है.
No one's
Oi,
going to do shit.
hold us from here.
अरे वो स्क्रू लूज हो गया. Shit. Technical difficulties.
We'll switch to it. We'll get the yellow iPhone.
I hope it captured you by the way.
Dancing थे.
Yeah, I'm covering up for technical.
Wait, on this app. क्या दिखा रहा है?
Oh, we'll get the yellow iPhone once that stops working.
Bro, your phone is beautiful now. The yellow one. Like the color is actually.
Wait, is it charging?
Big man.
you have the phone का adapter ना?
हाँ.
Tripod के लिए?
It's in that only.
हाँ, right. So who has these huge books for SAT?
I'm giving them away.
अच्छा.
हो गया भाई वो सब.
Bro, class 10th की आड़ी शर्मा.
I remember, bro. Bhai, people who have labels. Oi, आवाज कम कर. Poetry क्या है इसमें?
हो गया,
Just
आज
try.
Aja baby girl.
I wanna see the story.
भाई, आवाज कम कर दे.
ASMR.
भाई बॉलीवुड फिल्म देख रहे हो?
Copyright आ जाएगा, आवाज कम कर.
अच्छा
नहीं
हाँ.
होता अभी.
होता है
होता है
सब
भाई.
होता है.
People
Bro, I-
people in live streams walk across like a bar and the live stream stops. होता है.
अरे not
अभी वो
on
नहीं है
our
यार.
channels, bro.
नहीं है कल देखो.
We don't, not on our channels.
Bro, no.
I've posted 4 videos, 3 videos on with copyrighted music.
Yeah, I know, but
Bro, my outro.
Even the podcast that we did. This
ठीक है.
All
It's
my
fine.
last few videos have
अच्छा, you
been
have your
copyright
story?
strike. But like, it doesn't matter because I'm not monetizing. No?
हाँ चलता है ठीक है. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. We are not. Others doesn't get
Anyway.
removed or like we don't.
It's
want
not
that.
that. Direction
anyways, we had a brief discussion about this pen.
तेरी मुंडी नहीं आ रही है.
हाँ भाई. तो you have
आज
to
सर
do
इधर
something.
रख दे आजा.
Wait, अभी
We do it, do
You're
it.
louder
Do
than
it.
me, so can you switch?
अरे देख मेरे को ऐसे बोलना पड़ेगा.
हाँ ठीक है, it's fine. actually.
चलता है ना.
तू इधर आ.
अच्छा ठीक है.
And then
Or you can sit here, our disciple.
Bro, it's so hot.
मेरे को ऐसे
It's so hot. Like तूने गरम कर दी सीट मेरे लिए.
my balls are hot.
My balls was hot.
My balls was hot.
My balls are
I
actually.
love that shit. Anyways,
Bhai, yeah. What I was saying. I just had this as a thought. Okay. It's like when you ask someone their identity, like what do you do, who are you, whatever, and they give you like a simple, basic answer. You're basically like, bhai, have you ever had those questions? You obviously have. Questions रहते हैं ना exam में, like write a summary of this story or something. And imagine if you just say, oh, man has cows his moo. You're like, why would I read this story? But then imagine you give like this beautiful articulation of the story that insights are like
so
sparks.
okay, so you have a
Shupre, don't dumb down
What are
my
we
point,
talking
bitch. What I'm saying is that by giving simple and like just unarticulate answers to some just complex topics like who are you and what do you do, you're just making it so bad for yourself.
Bro, we literally
Bro.
had this conversation at
Bro,
Starbucks
but there's a
where you said
reason
you
for
need to have
it.
something
But,
catchy.
bhai, okay, I agree, definitely.
Bol de.
Like if I'm at a meeting with my principal, with my parents because I did something wrong, and she doesn't know me, she's a principal. She asked me who am I, so I'm basically this artist. I make digital.
अरे भाई
art.
वैसे नहीं यार. You don't.
I like Radiohead. What is a Radiohead?
Bro, what is a Radiohead? It's a sample from. Anyways, what I'm saying is, you should spark. I don't know. Spark the tendency to have more knowledge in other people.
What?
Yeah.
Spark the tendency to have more knowledge in other people.
You want to
Okay.
elaborate on that?
What I'm saying is my English is wrong there, but my intention is right. You wanna spark like just like a curiosity. Yeah, curiosity is the word. Curiosity in other people to kind of get to know you.
Which goes back to what you said when
Yeah.
someone asks any of
So
us
you know
what do you do.
in the video, this guy says that basically socializing is about exchanging identities and you know what you can gain from each other. Like even though that sounds like it's about business and all, but it is right. You wouldn't do anything else if they didn't add value to you. So especially in romantic situations, they wanna know you. But you know, like Prakar talked about this, like information deficit and all. But the entire point is if you just give the information in a more simplistic way, like I'm doing 12th science, bro, you're basically telling that other person that you're one of the million other people who are doing the same thing as you. Now say, oh, I'm studying ESA physics chapter 5 or something. They'll actually be interested, even though that's a very bad example. But you get the point.
Example.
Actually, horrible example. But you get my point.
Yes.
By simply like making your life seem very simple or not even simple. like,
That's why I said in Starbucks, I was like, bro, we need to figure out individual pre-programmed responses that we can just give to people.
yeah.
like-
भाई वो ऐसे secret मत बता दे वीडियो.
guys.
By now, everyone will know it's pre-programmed.
Yeah, don't say- oh,
Okay, guys. So what we do
Shut up,
is
shut
we
up.
shoot things, and then one day we'll get big money.
That's an assassin.
Bro. No one is gonna watch 1 hour
Assassin's
45
Creed.
minutes through this video. Okay.
It will be only us four.
When we're rewatching it, like
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I haven't rewatched it. I haven't rewatched any of the.
I rewatched the Discord one.
मैंने कुछ rewatch नहीं कर रखा.
okay.
Oh, I forgot it's up to them.
Not fully, but thoda. So-
Anyways,
I mean,
I
we can
was-
just say like.
Okay. To add to that point, I remember I was watching that video of how Andrew Tate got his Bugatti, and he was talking about how because Bugatti is so exclusive, Bugatti, you have to sell them, like you have to market yourself to them
yeah, you have
as to why they should sell a car to you.
Yeah.
And I sort of reduced that to my own situation. If I were to go to a conference, okay, like a suit and tie sort of dinner, which a lot of people do, and someone says, "What do you do?" If I say, "Oh, I work at JP Morgan," conversation ends there. Like, who cares? You're just another one of them. If I say shit like, "I'm the best banker in town," sounds cocky, and you're gonna have to like hold it up. Correct. But like, it starts something. It's some sort of an impression. I'd never do that honestly because I
Are
think
those
it's
hot
it's
beats?
stupid. Yeah.
I would do that.
I know you didn't tell me.
I am
shit.
the best creator.
My bad.
create.
I'll check them out later.
So like that sort of response that we discussed about, that is what you sort of need.
Yeah.
Like you have to market yourself, and those are things that you have to develop over time. Otherwise, you just be a small cog in the whole system.
Bro, it's not even about being like. A lot of the times it can be like pretentious, like be mysterious or something, but you're not even lying or anything. It's the same answer, but with a different lens. Like you're not deceiving or scheming anyone.
The same people who think that like being mysterious is like pretentious and all that. These are the same people that will like come chasing you later on. not even later on. Like these are the people that are actively chasing you.
Where's my phone? Is it behind you?
They're saying it's pretentious because they want you to stop being pretentious.
वो मेरी बंदी टेक्स्ट करती है ना राइट.
क्यों चाहिए भाई? Watch this.
Yeah, I know.
हाँ क्या
You
ये?
still bro.
Cover shifters.
So पे क्या?
Bro, no.
Camera को देखा
ठीक है मुझे
camera.
देगा. Actually camera is
Bro, that shit is so rare. You can't buy that shit. Okay, let me check these out.
Bro, they're not real, bro. I have like 2 or 3 at home.
Yeah, no, the old ones are real. I'm talking about those.
What do you
Yeah,
mean old ones are real? हो गया, आ जाओ तुम, आ जाओ.
दिखा ना कलर कहाँ चेंज हो रहा है. दिखनी तो है.
It's going dark.
Bro, वो बर्फ मेरे को दे दे, मैं खाता हूँ.
बैठ जाओ भाई.
ओए
बैठ जाओ. आ जाओ.
ओए बल्ले बल्ले. What?
Can I disturb the conversation?
Yeah.
Sorry, I think so.
No, it was me.
What?
I noticed the audience.
कोई ले ले. मैं नहीं खा रहा. तो खा ला.
That was on his leg.
नहीं था यार. खा ले जल्दी. My legs are clean.
फेंक क्या ना बेंचोद.
Bhai, just put in the sink, man. Was rather aggressive.
Bro, it's what's funny? It's like you'd think that since ice is frozen water, it'll probably be as light as water. But one time, bro, I almost broke all the plates in the sink because I just threw a bunch of ice. I was like, bro, it's just water, right? It's not like it's made of rocks or something. It's not like it's made out of fucking minerals.
When was this?
I mean, it was like pretty long ago, like a week ago.
Yeah, like lemon or something.
No, I knew he was gonna say that. That's why I asked the question.
Bro, we went back and forth this positivity thing for like 3 times. We're not talking about it.
We don't want to be positive, I guess.
100 days of positivity. Acha, let's talk about like trends and challenges.
Like, कुछ चाहिए? I want to trend on that.
No, but it's
I think we discussed mental masturbation.
No,
Is that
that's
trends and
not-
challenges?
I think it came and all, like, but
I think the combination of trends and challenges comes from, trying to make yourself feel better about your current situation while
But that's
trying to
human
get
life.
validation from other people.
That's
no.
human life. That's how it's
Yeah,
always
but
been.
it's through cheap methods.
That's fun. It's
What?
like
No, but
challenges.
it loses the
Wait,
point.
No, like when we're talking like a specific challenge, like ice bucket challenge, like that shit was cool.
That was cool.
No,
That was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah, of course it was. I'm saying.
And
That's not what
What I'm saying is,
See, that's
I
not
don't
a
like
challenge.
trends. I don't
That's-
like. Yeah, bol.
Tu bol.
I don't like trends like people putting on songs in those stories, and I'm like, it's very generic, basic, watered down version of what a trend is. But that's what I've been observing.
What?
Like, just let's say people putting on a song on the story.
Bro,
Like-
when
Bro, I do
lovers
that every week.
when Lovers Rock
Yeah.
got popular, it was there on every girl's story.
है ना?
That is
Bro, my cousin put on a story of Money Trees by Kendrick Lamar.
Money
I'm telling
Trees
you,
by every
bro,
other
that
TikTok.
girl, swear to God, is not listening to Money Trees. She does not care, bhai.
You know,
Bhai,
Apex one has made it onto Reels.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh,
Bro,
yeah,
bro, QK HTR.
हाँ,
Yeah.
भाई वो सब जगह आता है.
Bro,
It's
that is
sad.
the one song that no matter how overplayed it is,
Okay,
no matter how pretentious the reels are, it still hits. To me, it still
Yeah,
hits.
bro, do you know the song that you hate, the Wes Anderson ka reel?
Yeah.
It's on the French Dispatch. You hear these things before you actually consume the actual content, and I feel like it's kind of maybe it's a good way to like discover more things, but like then it doesn't feel genuine. It's like वो playlist में आता है trend songs, and then maybe you listen to the album, but mostly you don't.
I just find it weird how people actually like to identify with trends.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you want to go against the grain? Isn't
You know,
it fun
you know
to
what's
go
funny?
do
You
that?
know what's funny? YouTube पे और Spotify पे, when you go to trending picks, especially YouTube पे, when someone wants to listen to a good song, they're not good. They're not avid music listeners. They just like something to be playing, like the guy who was drawing you, right? They just go in trending and कुछ भी बजा देते हैं.
Hey, to be fair, he was playing पुराने ghazal songs.
Yeah.
अच्छा ठीक है.
and वो बीच
Bad
में
example.
वाला आ गया.
Bad example. But
Yeah.
नमाज
they
भी
don't
पढ़े उसमें।
they don't they don't care about the song. It just has to sound good. So they go to trending now, and that's finally the least place. Like it's very opposite from what's trending on Instagram.
Yeah.
What's trending on Instagram is what everyone likes. They do it for validation.
I tell you.
I want to fit in with the group. I want to make it seem like I listen to this song that everyone's listening to. Everyone has on a story. On trending on YouTube, trending now. These songs. This is just what's actually hitting in the country.
Wait, people still want to be like others.
Yeah.
Because
I find that I feel like I left that ideology like 10 years ago.
there's a very strong like
Is bad.
evolutionary psychology backed reasoning for that, and that is it's as simple as saying that if you go against the grain of the tribe, then you're probably gonna get kicked out because
Yeah.
the tribe has one objective, and that is to survive and thrive.
Yeah.
And if you go against that objective, you're gonna get kicked out. If
Bro,
you
that
don't
is-
conform, you get kicked out.
Yeah, but
I-
what I'm saying is this kind of like micro conforming is weird because it's not actually doing anything. Because
Bro,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, but I'll also tell you this. What we are doing is also conformity. It's
yeah,
just on a different
definitely.
level. Because what look,
They're conforming to the odd standards, like the alternate.
Not that.
Not even
Bro,
that.
listen. We are being, maybe not in music, because I'd like to think that we listen to music for our own enjoyment. But a lot of things that we're doing today, it is, like for example, like Andrew Tate, someone who's very contrarian, but at the end of the day, he is a conformist because he is conforming to the idea that you need cars and houses and money.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we are going to conform to the idea that we need, like these really expensive like turntables and vinyls and all these things.
Yeah. Here's the thing,
Bro,
because the face value is so, the appearances matter the most. Nobody gives a shit that we actually like vinyls, we like the sound, we actually like the music. Nobody gives a shit about that. Everyone sees a vinyl, this guy spending 20k on a turntable, he's pretentious. Now in some cases, like Annotate, I don't think he really gives a fuck about cars. He just likes some. He knows a couple names, a couple engine names. He's not an enthusiast.
Yeah.
A real enthusiast, and I'm gonna sound super pretentious. A real enthusiast is someone who loves a fucking Suzuki Esteem. Because he knows it inside out. He knows what the handles are made of, leather covered in that time. That everything had cigarette ashtrays and all of that shit. Because that person really cares about that style.
What is on your hand, E? What's on your hand?
Oh, that. I don't know. It's
A
just
wire.
Yeah.
I got so scared, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so bro, regardless of anything, you are gonna be conforming to whatever based on someone's appearance of it, someone's perspective of your appearance.
Bro, we might be conforming to being non-conformist.
Literally.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Alternative.
और क्या है?
इसके पहले क्या था? We should not go to positivity at all.
Forget it.
I think it's like Chekhov's the.
It's just absolute bullshit. So.
I should stop bringing.
No,
up
I think we
plot
talked
devices.
about it enough already.
I should stop bringing up plot devices.
Acha, you were saying about palm readings and shit.
Pseudoscience.
Oh wait, that, and can you also ask them the question that you asked me in the auto?
Yeah. What do you think about people like begging and
No, not that.
then
People like what?
people who beg. And
What
all
makes
that.
you remember a person?
Yeah, what makes you remember a person?
I found that a very difficult.
So there's two things.
Yeah, it's so difficult. I thought he's forgot.
There's two
I
things.
was about to repeat, but नहीं ये बंदा सोचता है पहले.
There's two things. दो होते हैं.
Okay, ठीक है.
What?
अच्छा.
दो होते हैं.
Legs, bro. Kick मार.
There's two things, bro.
Even for men?
Yeah. वो बस पीछे होते हैं थोड़े से.
Especially for men. Bro, I was talking about the. I was talking about the eyes. I was like, that's so beautiful. He got like eyes, bro.
ये मतलब बंदा ऐसा है कि it's like
This is like the.
It's like-
you can get it even
it's like,
there.
you know, like
wow.
bro, I'm trying to like think of like a funny way to say this, but I don't. It just all of them are just so sad.
बोल दे भाई.
I don't know.
Just say it.
It's the most offensive thing ever.
Bro, it's all scheming in his mind. बता दे यार.
अब बोल.
नहीं यार, don't hit us on.
अरे
बोल
बोल.
तो सही यार.
मेरा reputation खराब हो जाएगा.
अरे no one
बोल
gives a
यार.
shit. बोल.
You have no reputation.
Law 5: protect your reputation at all
अरे वो
costs.
छोड़ ना यार.
ए वो जरा वो मत कर. बोल.
Just tell me what we gonna say. ये बंदा कैसा है?
अरे bro, it's like you know.
बोल दे. Don't do that.
So मुझे सोचना है. I have to think of a funny joke.
Just make it.
But there has to be some context behind it. Just see the context.
भाई तू मेरे को टेंस करा रहा है.
This is what Prakhar talks about. It's like
हाँ.
create tension and hold. I'm holding
अरे
tension.
चुप ना. I don't wanna.
अच्छा वाला टेंशन नहीं है यार.
सब tension उतर जाएगा.
That will create even more tension.
You know-
Do that again.
You know Prakhar ke pravachan. I went and changed all my titles, like YouTube titles, to viral karke vichar.
You did? Bro, oh my god.
That's so good.
रुद्र के
रुद्र की रंडी
Bro, literally रुद्र की रंडी रोना. अरे हाँ बोलना. What joke was it?
ना नहीं बोलूँगा.
Wow.
It's fine. He doesn't even have a joke. Leave it.
ऐसा दोस्त मिला मेरे को.
कैसे आदमी हो यार? 20 रुपए की.
अरे what was he saying?
What I'm surprised.
Yeah, what makes you remember a person?
Not.
What do you saying?
I don't want
I
him
think-
to answer first. You.
तो आंसर कर दिया इसका आंसर
that
पता
was his
So,
actual. No, you can't answer first, please. So it gets like really
बोलो
romantic.
बोलो.
Man.
yeah.
That's a compliment.
Bros with what
Yeah, I know.
intentions?
I think like remember a person in is there any specific context or in general?
In general.
I think it's got to do with novelty, but that's how you remember
What
most
does that
things.
mean? I don't know what politics is.
Novelty मतलब नया, like different.
Oh, yeah.
Like for example,
But every
with Rudra, it's like the way he sits. With Parth, it's like how fucking fruity
it's a
this
very
guy is.
Marathi.
Hey!
Yeah, bro.
Bhai, is Hindi is so
Bro.
Marathi.
You haven't seen the way I stand in the kitchen.
Yo!
I learned it all from my mom.
You.
हाँ वो मैंने देखा. Yes.
Unscrew it thoda.
Wow, what's wrong with my fruitiness, man? I'm not even that fruity, man. बस कर दे. It's a joke. बस कर दे.
Wait, let's thoda give it some support. This should be fine.
I'm not trying to represent that kind of that 140%.
हाँ बोल. You're saying.
Yeah, so with Aryan, it's like the way he speaks. With Parth, it's also the way he speaks, but in a different way, right?
Fruitiness से चलता है.
नहीं उसका वो लिस्ट खत्म हो गया, so कुछ भी बोलो उससे.
I love Marathi Hindi.
It's so the most memorable people for me are like very obvious, like contrarians.
Have you seen that Joey Diaz reel?
Neurodivergent.
You gotta do something. Like if you suck toast for breakfast, that's great. I'm in. I love it. Like,
What?
you gotta make something. Okay, so
What are you talking about?
I love toast for breakfast. I love it. I'm just dying.
you sound like a familiar.
Why is he laughing like that? Stop!
I was dying.
Please don't clip this.
अरे यार, wait, give him a chance to explain, bro.
Do we know who Joey Diaz is?
No.
No.
Wait, I know him. Yeah.
You guys don't know Joey Diaz?
I know. Bro, he showed his nutsack on stream.
I want to see.
No, it's there.
No,
Joey
I
Diaz.
thought when he said I want to see it for another like.
Bro, you know Joey Diaz. You just don't know him.
It's like too mad or something.
But like you get the point, right? So
How is that? No. What reel was it?
I like toast.
Give him a chance to explain.
So he said, when I meet someone for the first time, you gotta have an edge to them, like to yourself. You gotta have an edge. You gotta do something. And that's when he said,
I like
if you suck toast for breakfast, I'm in. That's great.
Oh, toast! Bro, I heard toast!
toast. Yeah. Toast for breakfast.
Okay, I
And
get it.
somehow that is okay with you.
But I get it. I get it.
That is okay.
Yeah, because it's Joey Diaz, bro, obviously. And I've seen this reel, so I get it now.
And if you do cocaine and if you do heroin, that's great. I'm in.
Yeah.
Like you're doing something.
What is he saying?
But like the whole thing of having an edge, right?
Yeah.
That is what novelty is, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what.
Acha, okay.
More
Can I give my answer? So this. Acha, okay. To me it's okay. It's not about being the most memorable. It's just being memorable. Because today we found like 4 or 5 memorable people. They aren't the most memorable. I probably forget Harish Shetty until I'm looking through my contacts. Lekin, forget about Harish Shetty, bro. The Pan wala. What made him memorable?
Yeah.
I think the factor is conversation. You remember the people you speak to.
What did I say?
That's a good point.
I don't know what did I say.
But the conversation was novel.
It doesn't matter. It's more than just
I'll tell you what the novelty
it's
is.
more than just a mindless give and take. We talked to the waiters today. Like the Puri wala, we talked to the waiter. He's like, yeah, we'll give you seat.
Bro, I said the
We
same
talked to so
thing.
many random people. We talked to the bus conductor. We talked to all these
Remember
people.
what I said?
But it's not memorable. We didn't have conversation with them.
So the
I don't think you
conversation
answered
was
the question.
novel. That's my point.
Yeah.
Because the type of conversation we had.
Yeah.
And also, here's the thing. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter what they are. Their stuff just shows through with them when you talk to them. This guy who was making fun, I had no clue he was that funny. I don't know, I forgot what joke he made, but he was really funny. That's because we just gave him an opportunity to present that part of himself. The same with Harish Shetty. Forget about if he never approached us. Like, if we just saw him and if he like kuch alag sa karna hai, and one of us sat there and just had a portrait drawn, none of us would ever know about
Do you
it.
think you know when a moment is gonna stick with you forever?
Yeah, so he asked me that question as well. And
No,
to that I
you don't.
said,
No moments
The
sticks with
way-
you forever.
the way I
Bro,
think,
like-
no. The way I think or like the way I experience life is sometimes it's like I know when that director thing it goes cut. Like I know when it starts and I know when it ends. Like I have this like I know when to clip moments. And I know those will stay for a long time.
Bro, that's so interesting.
That's
Or like
dream
I know when to
class.
take screenshots.
Yeah,
Because
exactly. That's what I was saying.
it's
You
like
know that
mental
moment
shots.
that you remember forever. It's like,
Bro,
Like,
I can.
You know why it's interesting for me?
wait. Okay, you say what are you saying?
I'll say it. I mean, yeah. So it's because so for me, it's kind of like there's always an imaginary camera somewhere, right? And
I think I am the camera.
and it more for me, I'm not the camera. The camera is recording me. And here's the interesting part. Most of the times, the camera is never there when I'm in the moment. This entire day, I didn't think of the camera. But if I go in retrospect, if I'm looking back over the memory, and I remember doing those things, the camera is actually there. That camera exists mostly in retrospect. Because if I'm in that moment, if I'm thinking of that camera being there, I'm not being in that moment.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys. I've told this. Nobody else in the world knows this. But bro, I don't know if I should be saying this on here or not. Like in case like the person finds out. But anyway. Because I just knew like it was, I mean, it was kind of obvious, but it's like there's certain moments where it's like I just know it's happening.
Yeah, but you did it physically, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you today itself, when I sat down and the moment the artist he looked into my eyes, bro, I was like
Yeah,
I was like
that's not
the
bad.
movement of his head, just the way, like, just the pacing of his movement, like he was going fast, and it's I can't describe it through words.
Yeah.
I was like, I was literally telling myself, this is gonna stay in my mind forever.
Yeah, exactly.
When the first time, like, I looked deep into her eyes and like we were just looking at each other and we were just smiling. I knew for a fact that I would never forget that moment.
That's weird.
Bro,
That
that
never
is like that's what I'm
happens.
talking about. That feeling where you just know that this defining moment is just gonna stay with you.
That never happens to me.
Doesn't happen.
It doesn't. So many of the, like, just because you talked about breakups, like for me, none of that shit in the moment was like, oh, I remember this forever. No, it was just me in that moment. I wasn't thinking about how this is gonna be a horrible memory for me. Yeah, maybe I had a smidge of a thought, but the entire emotion in that situation overplays that thought that this is gonna stick with you forever. That shit, I didn't even think about it the next week. A month passed by and I'm like, shit, this
Right.
happened.
I think I'm changing my answer actually. It's what you said,
It's
retrospect.
it all happens. It
Yeah.
never happens in the moment,
It
bro.
doesn't.
My first kiss with a girl.
Was it a cousin?
My first kiss with a girl. In that moment, it wasn't like, bro, I'm gonna remember this.
For me, it was.
It wasn't.
I mean, I'm
kissed a
saying
girl?
for
It
me,
was
yeah.
for me. It wasn't like, bro, I'm gonna remember this makeout session my entire.
No, bro, I'm not even saying
No,
like it's a thought. I'm just saying it's just an intuition.
No, it's not even. It's
I don't
nothing,
think-
bro. It's nothing. You don't realize what just happened, the greatness of the situation until it's past.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't. I think this is. It's weird for me because like there's okay that's a different con. But anyway, we were talking about how you guys find like these specific scenes only in retrospect,
Yeah.
right? For me, the day that my mom died, okay, literally not even I'd say 8 or 9 hours before her passing, me, my mom and my sister, okay, my sister was what, 3 at the time? She was barely 3. We were at the stairs in front of the swimming pool in our society. And this is not a regular society, this is like Belapur mein, there's these hills and there's these very dilapidated old buildings. It's like 4 stories tall. So there's like this kind of wide. It's not a tall hill. It must be like I don't know. यहाँ के maybe like 8-9 floors tall. ठीक है? The hill is that tall, and वहाँ पे you have like almost like a winding road, and you have like 3 or 4 5-story tall buildings, and on each floor there's 4 apartments. I'm trying to paint a picture here. And I will never forget that specific day because I'll get to it. And so, in front of our building, there was like a swimming pool. It wasn't maintained at all. Uske aspas there were trees and there was always leaves inside the swimming pool. And we were sitting at the stairs that led up to it. And my mom was just like, you know what? Let's just take a picture. Okay? And it's specifically just before she pulled out her phone. I remember, like, I looked up at the sky and there were these black, brown, tiny specks in the sky. Like these, I don't know what it was. I've never seen it like my whole life. I remember that day when I was 20 days, not 20, 19 days from turning 10 years old, right? I was sitting, I was looking at the sky and I was thinking, damn, what if something crazy happens today? And it's like this very ominous feeling, and I felt it very strong. Like I remember, no, I'm not saying it was some kind of intuition. I'm saying I verbalized it in my head. And at that time, I was telling myself, no, what if there's a zombie invasion tonight? Because I'm a kid.
Yeah.
And I just had like this feeling of what's gonna happen. So that I have almost the whole day imprinted in my memory because of like little things that happened throughout the day. And so in that moment I remember like my mom took a picture. I just felt weird when she took the picture. That was the last picture that was like ever taken of her. So, I don't know, like there might be something that's maybe some part of the human brain which we don't understand at all. But I think yeah, go ahead.
There's some memories that I can remember that in the moment was like, yeah, I'm gonna remember this, but it's not the same as. See, there's times like, you know, when we met Harish, we were really into just filming that whole thing, and you know, listening to him and just soaking that in. We weren't like, this is so cool. I only looked at Viralkar once and be like, oh, this is so cool. That's it. And the whole time I wasn't telling myself, but this is so cool, I can't believe you're experiencing this. No, it was just, and I don't know if that's me growing up, but there's a discontinuity in between which memories are supposed to, or which and at what time are you supposed to feel that this is going to stick and this isn't. Because I can remember some very absurd memories, which I can't really tell, but in these memories, like, I was there and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna remember this, and it's very random, completely random, absurd, not having to do with anything.
But for some reason we're talking about those sort of memories that we thought would stick with us, but I can't think of a single one right now. Like I've been thinking for the past few minutes.
Bro, I just had a thought that what if I have memory issues? Like what if I forget shit?
I can't remember.
It's because when you try too hard to remember memories,
Yeah.
memories in general, that you
Yeah.
can't think of any.
I
but
feel like-
but here's the thing, when you want to speak about a memory, like in any conversation, when you bring up a memory, it gets brought up because it gets triggered by a thought. It just comes up. You never think of a memory, right? Anytime, if you want to draw a frame of what you thought, that's because you felt like drawing something, and that just happened to be a memory that you thought of.
So I feel like this, maybe, perhaps, when you're doing it yourself, like when you're experiencing the memory yourself, maybe nothing actually happens. That's like 4K mode on, isko yaad rakhna hai. But maybe perhaps when you're painting that picture, that moment is so defining that you paint this extremely vivid picture, and that is the one that stays with you.
That's
But
what
when you said that painting picture thing, it's like, bro, that's so true. Memories is basically like painting picture from whatever kind of the abstract data you have, and you paint a picture of whatever happened. So maybe when something very defining happens, you paint an extremely vivid picture of that moment, and that's what
Gets
just
too
gets
vivid.
saved.
You know, the memories
The
we
cache.
have, it's so weird. It's so weird how you can look at something but have an image in your mind. Where is that?
You know what's crazy?
Where is that?
These, like, we'd like to think that all the images of everything we have are full.
They're
Like-
not.
Like
I was just going to say.
the phone that's over there. I'm not looking at it right now because I'm trying to explain my point. It's just an idea. It's an amalgamation of lines. If there was some way that I could project what is in my brain in front of us and compare it to that, it would be complete.
I was just gonna fucking
It
say
would
that.
be empty. It would be
I
empty in
was
spaces.
just going to say that, bro. I was gonna say that the memories you have, and I'm thinking of a very specific memory right now. But why do I all have these memories that I can't share? But
Kar de.
I can't. But anyways, but the picture that you paint in your mind, because for whatever reason, if the memory is defining, you only think of the parts that appeal to you, right?
Wait.
That are your like this moment, this
There is
specific
actually-
moment.
The painting we saw.
Yeah. Yeah. So
The door.
I'll show the photo. Yeah. So
Sure.
and when you like if you were able to compare the actual frame of what happened there to your imagination, not only am I saying that there will be spaces, it'll be completely different.
Wait. Can I just add something?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you have these memories that you share with friends, but something that was really funny and it happened in the past. And then you have one of those conversations like, oh, do you remember when that happened? Ye hua, wo hua.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes you find yourself adding like thoda mirch masala.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you're reciting that story, तब पता चलता है कि यार, was it really that funny?
You know?
Right? And then you sprinkle
Arey,
a little
Mandela
bit
effect, bro.
of some in it.
Bro, do you remember that one time in Breaking Bad when he wore the hat and said it's Heisenberg time? Yeah,
Bro,
it's like
shut
that. If everyone agrees to it, people will agree even if it didn't happen.
See, like that whole point of when you have like 4 people there, and then you're talking about a common memory, and then someone says, he laughs to it, and then you realize that guy wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, bro. I hate being like the guy who laughs in that situation. I think in that situation, like, pro advice, just say I'm laughing because you guys are laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
As in, like
you laugh funny.
Like
Yeah,
I
you
saw you
laugh
guys
on
laugh on it.
yeah, I'm literally
laughter is
confirmed.
contagious. Which, I mean, in some sense, I feel like it is true in that
It
situation.
is when Avik laughs like a dying child. It's funny.
You know Seti, so
Yeah, I know.
we were in lab with Atmaram sir. Okay. And this was a memory in 7th. We had something with it, okay. Then in 8th we were talking about that memory, and there was another guy. His name was Swam Solanki. He also started laughing. Okay. And then we all were laughing together, but Swam wasn't in 7th.
Yeah.
So Arash Shah, do you remember that?
Yeah.
He
Of
said,
course.
"Abhi Swam, tu kya has raha? Tu to tha bhi nahi." Okay. That guy stopped speaking for like 1 week. He didn't speak to anyone for a week. He
Bichara.
stopped laughing only for a week. It destroyed him
मैं क्या हंस रहा हूँ, मुझे था भी नहीं यार. I'm not laughing.
because he didn't have a response.
Bhai, बोल दे. Bro, that's funny, man. Like that's not confirming, you know, which line is bigger, and they're like, this line is technically you can see it's not bigger. I'm like, I'm gonna stop reading lines.
क्या बोल रहा है?
You have to.
Where did lines come from?
Okay, so you know the experiments about conformist behavior is like you put like 10 people in a room and none of them are actors, and they confirm that the longer line is smaller. The last person will also confirm that, you know, and then they'll like go and they'll say, you dumbass, this line is clearly, you know, like you were clearly wrong and you knew it, but you still conformed to whatever the people said. It's like that. To has raha hai, but you don't know why you're laughing.
I feel like it'd be amazing to be high with you.
Why do people say that, bro?
What?
People say that.
Who
People
else
say that to me as well.
Who else said that to you?
Ira Sama. All of those.
Hello.
Cut this
It's
out.
like the what?
अरे वो नाम
भाई इतने लोग
Oh,
के ऊपर
चल,
shit on कर चुके हम लोग. चलता है.
So, who's the most annoying fat person you know?
Annoying?
Fat person.
I mean, if I was
I
fat,
love
you would
fat
say me. But I am kind of.
Bro, my Discord tag for at least like 7 or 8 months when I was like inactive, it was I love fat bitches 3219. Go to my Pinterest right now. My username is I love fat bitches.
भाई क्यों भाई?
No. I think
हाँ.
बोल दे.
वही
अरे
तो।
बोल दे यार.
no. Honestly, like
I don't
I love
believe.
fat men. Like
I love
Fat man.
On that.
Fat man is okay, bro. Fat man
I
is
feel
better.
like all
man
fat-
is better.
men/boys are like gem of.
Bro, like the two guys we saw on the
Shikhar.
train.
Yeah.
भाई मैं
He's not fat.
मालूम है कि मैं
He's
क्या
odd.
you know this is conditioning. तेरी मम्मी ने बोला था बेटा खाना खा ले, you'll become
Fat guys are the sweetest, bro.
Yeah.
They are.
Like
Fat girls are not the sweetest.
yeah, that's what.
Fat is truly a gender thing.
What's the name of that girl that came on the whatever podcast?
Oh God, what a destroyer!
Gone like the destroyer.
Bro.
Guy. I mean girl. She's
अरे
trans.
चुप रहे तो कैंसिल हो
She's
जाएगा.
trans.
Yeah, they are trans.
She's trans.
The-
God like the destroyer is trans.
So is
He's a
it
guy.
he's trans?
Basically. What?
They are trans.
What is
He's,
he biologically?
he's a guy. He's a guy.
He's a guy.
So those are moves.
What the fuck is
No,
a move?
okay. Abe, do you
Man
know
move.
how transgender things work?
No,
It's
they
like-
could be.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What is he biologically?
But he's a male biologically.
Yeah, so they're not.
Guys, please use the correct preferred pronouns.
Vani. T.
We are being so like I'm gonna be hated by so many people for this, but I love it
What?
Good.
because
I love it though.
these people don't matter.
No.
anymore, so.
Say.
These people, it's us. It's not.
Why I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the most generic people that everyone know that doesn't matter to me anymore. There's more than just 3 people.
Like the 3 of us.
I'm not sleepy, man.
Aren't you?
Conversation. Dislocation.
अरे palm reading का नहीं बोला आपने.
हाँ.
We saw a palm reader.
I like palm reading.
क्या?
There was a palm reader next to that painter.
Bro, I had this weird ass thought. I'm just gonna ask a girl, oh girl, do you want me to read your palm? And then I just say, I just wanted to hold your hand.
Bro, no, you can't do
That's
that.
creepy.
You can do that.
No, or you can like take it and you'll be like, and you just gently cut.
मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ यार, creepy ass.
And just be like,
That's creepy. Bro. That's scary.
Okay, can you talk about your palm thing?
talk about my palm.
I feel like you talked about this already though. Like
Yeah, I did.
yeah.
Likes them palms.
This was in Bhopal, so. What's so funny about Bhopal?
Like this
us,
like this
He said you talked about it. And he just said, oh, this was in Bhopal. Like, as you talked
Bhopal
about
is
it in
such a
Bhopal.
I did.
You talked about this in Bhopal.
Yeah,
No.
I sent like a voice message.
Yeah.
Oh, acha.
See, you
No, it's not funny.
have horrible memory. This is why I'm gonna be a better filmmaker than you.
Oh damn.
I mean, sorry, better designer than you.
हाँ जो भी है छोड़ तू बोल.
Wait, by the way, Parth and I discussed that digital love / synthetic love are very pretty terms.
Heartless.
That's it.
What do they mean?
Synthetic love.
अरे Jesus album.
Digital love.
What is digital love?
I don't know, I can't explain, but it's such a pretty term, like
It
digital
is.
love.
It reminds me of Heartless and Jesus.
It is.
Bro, that's so
Or
ass.
synthetic love.
What?
Digital love,
Yeah.
bro. It reminds me of like a heart emoji,
Yeah.
like you send on
Exactly.
text.
Exactly.
It's so sad. It's so
I don't get the
melancholic.
context.
It is. I
And
get,
melancholy
yeah.
is
Bro,
also very
it's
pretty.
exactly dumbass. The
It's
heart
so fun.
emojis, bro. The little pleased
16.
emoji. The pleased emoji.
Oh,
The left
They're
and
not-
right. The left and right emoji. Will you please?
When I was
no,
gonna-
I'm not thinking about the emojis, but I get it.
Yeah.
Digital love.
I was
yeah.
gonna release like a synthetic wala album and I was gonna call it digital love, but I didn't have anyone to love, so I scrapped that project.
Scrap that project.
Don't scrap the title, bro.
You know, yeah, don't keep it. No one take it.
Digital dove.
Yeah.
तो क्या कह रहे थे पावर मीटिंग के बारे में आप? भोपाल.
Yeah,
So-
मेरे को नहीं सुनना.
Listen. Okay. So okay, I'll say basically I got
नहीं
my
नहीं 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 बोल.
basically I got my palm read, and like in a nutshell what happened was that
Oh, I remember this.
I heard a lot of things about myself that I just knew were true in the back of my mind, and मेरे को पता चल गया था. And what I observed was that like she's a family member only. So the person who read my dad's palm, there were some very similar things, and I kind of realized that bro, there's a lot of things like Ayurveda, like palm reading, all these things that we call pseudosciences because we don't see it happening in the real world, right? But these things have been studied for years, and this goes to, and palm reading isn't it. A lot of people get this wrong. Palm reading doesn't tell you what you're gonna do in life, what you're gonna be in life. Palm reading tells you. So there's the concept of genetic. We've heard of the concept of genetic determinism, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it should be called genetic probabilism, because genetic determinism, it implies that like if you have good genes then you'll do well. But probabilism is like
Yeah.
it's like this thing will be easier for you to do, and therefore you'll do better at this than someone else.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Genes give you
That's what palm
direction.
reading is. I feel I don't know the exact science, but like from what I can infer, things like palm reading, things like Ayurveda, things like there's like a lot of it has to do with eyelid shapes too, right? Like the
Yeah.
shape of your eyelid, and it's like things like palm reading. Like I have something called like the money line, or some wealth. I don't know, man. It's like it's just there, and I feel like it might be some form of genetic probabilism because my dad has it too.
You look like a lot. You look a lot like your dad.
Yeah.
Thank you. The hair is from my mom. I was looking at pictures of so मेरा जो wardrobe है ना उसके ऊपर we have like this really big heavy suitcase, and it's all of my first mother's stuff. So उसमें से like we were also like taking out stuff, like we were like checking it out, and one of them was like a picture of my mom when she was like 19 or early 20s, and her hair is exactly like mine, like the same length, everything, exactly like mine.
Varalkar said
You need to suck cock.
in a conversation, you can't. It's not a real conversation if you can't embrace the silent parts of it.
भाई तू वही डिस्टर्ब कर रहा है अभी.
I know, dumbass.
No, अबे
It's
सीधे
a-
होके बैठ.
It's an
Ah,
You
ironic.
commit to one. You either lay down completely or you sit सीधा.
Rudra is
Like
an
ऐसा
ironic
किसने rule बनाया
satirical
यार?
comment.
मैंने बनाया है. What is?
I just disrupted the silence with literally the topic about silence.
Bro, you're so meta. You're so cool. You're so fourth wall core.
सच बोल रहा हूँ मैं. ठीक है.
Fourth wall core.
There's only science because like we're like kind of getting
That
sleepy.
should be the group name. Fourth one. Although you already have
We're all we're not all that
You say
idiots.
VDK.
VDP, VDK,
VDK.
Yeah,
HBPT rocks.
Bro, we should book tomorrow's tickets.
Google Meet
Oh, yeah.
call, Google Meet call,
कल सुबह करना पड़ेगा. I'll have to use her laptop. चलेगा.
I'll have to get the visa printed भाई मैं नहीं जा रहा वरना Bangkok. I'll go back to Pune New Towers. ऐसे तो अकेले रहे भाई.
भाई यार.
Why don't you just go with them? Go back home.
Dance.
Where will you stay? We're not staying in our home.
At least you'll be able to like get your visa ka stuff done with your parents.
भाई, I think you should go home and stay with us.
You don't have an
Yeah.
option. Is the
अच्छा
issue.
ठीक है. No, I was thinking कि if you guys are staying in Mumbai anyways, then I'll stay.
We're not staying.
No one's staying.
Okay, then fine. I'll just go home with you tomorrow. Yeah, अरे the rest from the watch.
But we're going tomorrow to the liquor store.
तेरे को buy करना है क्या? हाँ तो जाएंगे. It's my last day. I have some money left if I find
We
something.
have too much money.
I have big money left. Or obviously.
But then it's the question that if I don't spend it, I get to spend it in Pune.
In?
Pune.
Pune.
भाई that question is always gonna be there.
एक मेरी शॉपिंग 2-3 हफ्ते पहले हो गई. I'm just trying to save as much as I can.
अरे
Oh,
तू
wait,
तो दुबई
you
गया
went to
था.
Dubai.
Yeah.
तेरा क्या है?
Exactly.
नहीं मेरे को बस वो 600 रुपए का है बस और कुछ नहीं चाहिए.
I don't want to buy the CS tape.
CST?
CAS tape.
What is that?
Cigarettes after sex.
Don't. It all sounds the same.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
You can't
It
tell the
doesn't.
difference.
भाई.
Well, okay, it does. Yeah.
No,
it-
can we listen to My Bloody Valentine's Loveless right now? After this.
Right now.
These guys haven't heard it.
It sounds the same, but it's not the same.
But it is.
It's not.
I think it's. I
It's
think
like Ivy.
It's the same. It's a lot of the same chords. It's a lot of the same melodies, but it's not the same.
अबे मुझे बोलने दो भाई. What I'm saying that it's just different enough for
Yeah,
it to
Yeah.
be pleasing.
I like that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Honest.
Yeah,
But I'm
it's
just
bro.
saying.
It's such a background album. I love that shit.
I
You
don't
can
think
like
it's a very
that-
intense album.
Defined by.
No, but like you
It
know
can
what,
be
I feel
both.
like- I feel like Indian Twitter, Indian teenage liberal Twitter has ruined cigarettes after sex for me. It's like they're all like, bro, these blue-haired chicks, bro. They're all posting about
You
like
have a problem with.
I don't care about that, man. I mean, I get it because, bro.
it ruins like they ruined TV Girl for me, man.
भाई टीवी पर तो यार she's so ऐसे French exit भाई. Why?
TV girl. I haven't heard enough about it.
How much do you have to get?
This is why I'm gatekeeping like bands and shit.
That is so dumb, bro.
Oh yeah, what do you
Bro.
think about gatekeeping?
Bro,
think
it's-
should
I
work.
love it.
It's pointless.
I love it.
It's
It's
dumb.
pointless because
It's
people are gonna
so
find
dumb.
it.
It's
I
so
love it.
dumb.
See,
But
if you, bro,
it's-
if you put so much worth into gatekeeping something, like you need to question yourself as an individual. It's like
भाई
like where is
Personal
your
attack
if your
on
self worth is coming from something that you're consuming, like
No, it's
कर
not
क्या
about
है?
that.
Bro, my
It's just that I
personality
don't
is
want
not gatekeeping. What are you saying?
I'm just saying I don't want you to have.
if
It's like a gift.
your will to protect, not even protect, like to withhold information from someone
But it's
else
not that deep.
is greater than your will to provide to
It's not
someone.
about withholding information. It's just a freaking album. It's like a toy. I don't want
Bro,
to share
it doesn't matter.
That's all I'm saying.
It's not yours. First of all, it's not
Yeah.
yours.
Like
I
you know what
have
should
it.
you know
Bro.
what you should gatekeep your own work.
Oh,
It's
let's
another
define
problem.
gatekeeping then.
Okay.
Gatekeeping is like you stumble across an album and whatever it is, you've seen that it's got limited listeners.
And
Now
you
don't
know,
ask me what is
yeah.
limited.
And you know it's great. You know it's good.
You love it, and
It's
you
like
have a
that
feeling
is-
that other people also might get onto it, but you don't want it to become mainstream.
You don't want it
because-
to be ruined.
Ruined.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
okay.
people critique
Let's
it.
delve into
They analyze
let's
it.
delve into this process
Bro,
of
is it
ruining
delve
something.
or
No,
delve?
bro, can I finish?
Sorry.
When we say this has been ruined, right? What does it mean? Because you know, very shallow thing to say. Like obviously, like the media is still the same, right? The only thing that's changed is the user base. So what is the thing in human nature that makes us go that makes us dislike the fact that other people are.
The whole point
It's that
of the
people.
double
It's
wait,
that.
wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
One person.
But the whole point of the double bass podcast was to not critique. That was something that I was extremely against. The whole, like what Fantano does. I think a lot of times Fantano misses out the memories, emotions behind it, and I don't think he can account for it because that's not his model. But for me, especially, like Live Love ASAP. I don't know if you guys have heard it. His first album. I think At Long Last ASAP is a better album production wise. But Live Love ASAP was my introduction to ASAP Rocky, and ASAP Rocky is my favorite rapper, so it's always gonna be my favorite album. And that's what I'm talking about. Anthony Fantano will never get it. And the issue with good albums, I mean, of course, ASAP Rocky is not rare, but for example, Aphex Twin or Boards of Canada or even rarer ones, they face criticism too harshly and they don't account for the emotions behind it. That's what was in there.
What ruins it for me is that this is okay.
Sorry.
Look at it from the person whose album is getting ruined. Not his album, but you like this shit. This is something you've spent your time listening to, your energy listening to. It resonates with you. It speaks to you. It's something that moves you. You attach it to your experiences, your memories. Okay.
Yeah.
It becomes meaningful to you. And someone just posts a story with a random song, and you're like, you get angry because they don't understand the weight of that shit.
No, that.
And that is a bit that is okay. So there's two sides to that coin. You can't expect everyone to get everything.
Obviously.
That's fine, but you still can't expect everyone to. People don't. I feel like it's about treating music in a certain way.
Not just music, but yeah.
We're talking about music.
Artist.
Yeah, we did.
Today. So, what is his name? Gaurav Das.
Yeah.
Okay. He was the guy who made all the abstract.
Not only abstract, but the abstract art that we saw. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we sort of asked him his interpretation or sort of his reasoning behind
Yeah.
one of the works because we analyzed it. We had a
Yeah, we had it all planned out.
conversation, right? And then he came in. He offered a different perspective, and so that's what I asked. That doesn't it sort of bother you when we have a completely different interpretation of it? Because you actually sat there, you utilized all your skills into it. You had a thought process behind it, and you tried to represent it on a piece of paper, which is so hard to do. And then two guys just come along and sort of give their own interpretation, laugh at it, and leave.
That's it.
For example. So, don't you think as an artist, it is our duty as viewers that we sort of give you the respect of really understanding your thought behind the artist? And to that he said, "Nahi, usme kya?" It was a very selfless response, whereas he sort of assumed this role of an artist just being someone who is representing their thoughts, beyond which it is for you to sort of openly interpret.
I agree with him.
I totally understand his point, but I've never created something that masterful.
I think
Yet.
see, I think once you start creating stuff with like very deep intent, you don't. It's like you don't want. It's like you feel contentment in just creating it and just allowing it to drift
Just
through.
marinate, man.
Not, I don't think marinate is right. I just like drift through the public domain.
See, good creative works are when there is just the right amount of intent and the rest of it is intentionally ambiguous.
Bro, blonde.
Fuck that. It's so many other things than just blonde. But I get you. Yeah. I think there is joy in, there is fulfillment in knowing that your viewer, your audience has their own unique little way of viewing the same thing. That is something that I don't know about other people. It's something that really like
Resonates.
turns me on. Like, bro, this person has lived their entire life just so in this moment, all of their experiences can define what this piece means to them. It is my honor to present something like
It's
that.
crazy. It's like, you know how people relate to a poem. Like they just say, oh, whatever, you get it.
Yeah,
Like with poems, it's like that.
yeah.
It's so abstract, and so you don't get it until you just.
It's not like that with poems. Poems are way too personal. Poems are way too personal.
Yeah, this.
Bro, I ran a whole poetry. It doesn't know. Nobody got this shit how I wanted it to be like, and that was annoying.
But isn't that
So-
also
Is this not the point?
No,
But like, why you
that was
doing
different because it was too personal. That's the thing. It was too
Okay.
personal. That. It wasn't a poetry account. That account was a freaking vent account.
Bro.
I didn't give a shit. I had no followers. I just wanted to put shit out,
oh,
and nobody got. That was the frustrating part. Nobody got it.
Yeah, obviously no one got it.
Yeah. No, I
But
don't
isn't
respect
that the
anyone.
point?
No, not in that context because it's super personal, bro. It was like an indirect cry for help that I want you to
it
listen to what I'm
literally was,
saying.
though. Elliot, bhai,
I want you-
with a pura paragraph डाल रहा है.
I want you to listen to what I'm.
personally, you that person, fuck you.
I want you to listen to what I'm saying, but you're not, and I have to do it in this social media kind of. It was a cry for help, is what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
very clear.
It's not the same as like albums and shit.
Yeah, but
What were you talking about before poems?
intent, I guess. Intent, artist.
There's just the right amount of intent.
he also said, so we were talking about abstract art, and he said he was asking like 50,000 or something for that piece.
Piece of that.
To him it was priceless because, and then what I was saying was that if art or if anything is giving you the ability to expand your own sort of horizons and like unlock new levels to how deep you can think with as little aid or as different aid as possible, like different stimuli, then it's worth a lot more because this painting is bullshit. Like it's just a sort of representation of Vietnamese markets, and it ends there. There's nothing else I can talk about.
That's what he said, yeah.
I like the texture.
Is it?
The texture kind of reminds me of.
Bro, last should be control.
I think it's unfair to say that it's just a representation. I think there's a lot
But-
more than that.
Yeah, I pata.
It isn't, or you said it is.
It's not representation. I mean, it's
No.
more than just
Yeah,
I mean-
representation.
You put this next to something that he had created, like objectively speaking.
But then you
No,
can't compare
I
abstract.
disagree.
You can't
I
compare
disagree with that.
abstract art to this kind
No,
of.
no, I disagree with both statements. I think
What?
you can absolutely put both of them side by side and spend like an hour interpreting each piece.
सही तो बोल रहा हूँ.
But sometimes there's a fine line between interpretation and over analysis.
Is there?
Can you
Is there?
okay take 2 minutes and explain what's going on here? Like what is worth exploring here?
The textures definitely intrigue me. I think some the thing I really like about oil paints is that the 3D effect that they have.
Yeah,
And
the
if you-
cubism.
If you approach them from an angle, especially with the flowers, if you notice all the flowers are raised.
I like how the ocean is.
I think you know what he's talking about.
But
is
that's the material.
the most hated
And
artist.
so
It's
But
still
that's-
part of it.
No, no,
it's,
wait, wait.
it's
I
absolutely.
know, but it's also part of the other painting. I'm talking about like what is the story that you're taking out of it?
Okay, wait, let me tell you
I
what
am
I
going to
feel like
okay.
he's trying to explain. There's this artist that is hated in this culture of artists a lot, and he makes these amazing paintings of just extremely just luscious houses. Right? I mean, like not luscious, but
Lush.
you've probably just seen his paintings. Definitely you have, and it's just like beautiful looking either houses or the most generic things people experience, right? Like a photograph, say, a photograph from like a normal angle, ऐसा nothing compositionally special, even if there is, but something like that. So I think what he's trying to say is that instead of maybe trying to just have or like paint a picture with multiple spectrums, you're just doing it in the simplest way possible, which is not bad. It's still art and it still adds a lot of value. But adding abstraction is kind of messing with that spectrum, but still making it kind of special enough for another human to notice it.
The way I see it is that the value of an abstract painting lies in some place. The value of this lies in some place else.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think it's objectivity versus subjectivity.
What is objective?
Here,
This is objectively a good
it
thing.
is more probable that you have the same set of analysis and points than you were to have with an abstract piece of art.
No,
Come on.
no. I don't see it that way.
With this,
अब
Yeah.
दिख तो रहा है ना कि वो बोर्ड है.
we are
ऐसा
more
होता
likely
है.
to arrive to the same story.
Oh, like that. Okay,
Ah,
yeah. No, the story part, yes, but I'm talking about greater than that, like an overall analysis of how I evaluate this painting, how I feel towards this painting, like in terms
Yeah,
of
that is
like,
the,
good
that's
or
going to be
bad.
always different actually.
It's going to be different.
Yeah, the way you
So
feel
I think
is just,
I think the like you said, like it could be a very like even if I'm comparing that like the painting of those little
Bus.
vehicles
yeah.
versus this, right? I'm not gonna say that this looks better than that. The value lies in something completely different. So I'm not even. It's not even about like which one is more skillfully made, which one has more meaning to it, which one has more story. It's just the value lies in some place else.
It's difficult to maybe like not even productive to articulate where the value lies because it's very subjective. What I said was I gave this example which I keep giving and maybe it's overused. Is once you consume media without and with context, it changes how you perceive it. So maybe with context of what the abstract art means, But here's the thing, if it's kind of abstract to like an enough level, like maybe you have a different interpretation, completely different from the intent of the artist itself. So when we saw that painting of those Chor Bazaar, I said like, does it remind you of Chor Bazaar, right? The guy who drew it, he did not think of Chor Bazaar. He thought of a similar kind of vague thought, right? Contrast between old, new novel and just ancient. But it's the same thought, but within different context, which is so interesting to me. Because it's like बीच में का change हो रहा है, but the starting point, right? The most basic point and the end result, which is so abstract, still represents the same thing, even though the context is different. So maybe even if it's like deeply personal, say, like the art, whatever, but if you kind of get it, right, then it doesn't matter what the context is, as long as you get the vague part, and that's how you can put a price on it.
I forgot we're still recording.
But
Is it still recording?
No, we are. No, I just said some shit in the middle. I'm like, oh shit. Anyways, what else is there to say? It's kind of 4 a.m. We should
100
sleep.
days of positivity.
We should sleep because we need our legs to recover. I
Yes.
need mine.
My
to
legs
recover.
are jade
Well,
chilling.
legs so ho jayenge, we need
Mine
our
are
eyes
not
to recover
chilling. Mine
more.
are not chilling, bro.
Bro, it's funny because when we started off, like I could literally not move properly, and now I'm the most recovered.
You don't know that.
Okay, so no. Can I stop recording? Are we done? This is like 2+ hours already.
This is way more than 2 hours.
मैं देखता ना कितना हुआ. 2 hours 41 minutes.
No, I'm stopping.
मैं कोई देखने नहीं वाला.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for
Bro,
watching.
There's no way anyone's stuck
There's
around.
no one who stuck around. Bro,
like,
unless,
if you did,
unless
No.
they're analyzing.
Either
and
they
having
jump to the
conversation
end to see how it ended,
or we sit here for another like 10 minutes.
और करना क्या आता है?
And do what?
They're just like start dancing or something. So anyone who just comes just sees like a bunch of guys dancing. They'll go
But they-
behind.
yeah, they'll go behind us.
And like there's a stick bar का thing. But still, so the graph will be like नीचे end में ऊपर and then again नीचे ऊपर ऐसा. I'm
that's
predicting
that's
that
about
graph.
views, right?
Yeah, and अबे view retention, the graph.
It's always coming from the left side, right?
No,
Down.
same.
Yo, what if he's an alternate?
मारो साले को मारो साले थोड़ा
Bro was like a Rajasthani villager. मारो साले को.
Bro just joined the.
अरे यार टिकट्स बुक करने मेरे को घर जाना है कल
जाना है क्या क्या बोल रहा है परसों जाना है ना
Bro,
लाल
if you don't
है
leave the house tomorrow, then you're staying in a.
पूरा ठेला लाल है
wait are you guys leaving tomorrow are we leaving tomorrow
ब्रो
tomorrow night
एक इसको एक लाख
Tomorrow like 6.
भाई we have to still somehow figure out a plan with
bro
Aishwarya
how do you do pick up artistry at like दोपहर को भाई
एक मिनट we
होता
are
है
going to
क्या?
revolver club ना
Yes.
पक्का नक्की
क्या
Bro, I
करेंगे
should talk to that god chick.
How? Yeah.
पक्का
which one
पक्का
Bro, you're
I
just
will call-
collecting them.
I will call Aishwarya to the revolver
Yeah.
club
You're just collecting them at this point. Like, what are you even gonna do by speaking to that chick?
I will
It's
call
not about collecting.
अबे it's about experience point क्या what will I do with the local भाई मैं तो कैब ले लेता
भाई सुनो I will call Aishwarya to the revolver
What are
club
you talking about?
Guys, let's play dark room.
भाई क्या
अबे यार अबे गांडू लोग सुनो
bro is trying to book a ticket to Pune
नहीं
नहीं क्या
We can go-
recording on this?
अरे
दोनों सब दोनों रिकॉर्ड
अरे वो बंद कर दे यार
बंद
मेरी मम्मी का फोन को चुपा मत दे
जुम्मे की अल्लाह बचाए मुझे तेरे हाल से
Bro, this phone recording was 40 minutes long.
Pauli.
pom 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 hot shit down let's that somewhere अबे तूने रोका है नहीं ओके
Bro, I moved.
रोक मत भाई bro we didn't do the clap with that shit you did
मैं ऐसे निकाल रहा हूँ
नहीं निकाल मत पहले पासवर्ड डाल के सेव तो कर दे ठीक है
Guys, सुनो कल का प्लान
ओके बोल
revolver club. Aishwarya will call her there.
to revolver club why
She wants to check out the
call her
wine.
directly to the भाई
Bro, then tell her to get there.
bro if you get
obviously.
if you get stuck at Dadar now I'll beat you up
Why will we get stuck at Dadar?
what if she doesn't come
I'll call her before we reach there. What time are we going
stuck at
there?
Dadar then before us
What time are we going there?
It opens at 11.
हाँ तो कब जाना है?
11:30.
sir
Wait. She said. Okay, wait, I'll figure it out with her.
She said it's supposed to be
She finally realized it.
That's a Wait, do you remember? Ami sare khabai.
obviously
Ding, ding, ding.
can't forget that
Okay, so she can come after 12:30. वो later रहेगा.
ये कितने
क्या
How is that even possible?
What?
Everything we're gonna have to plan everything so weirdly.
We have to. करना ही पड़ेगा. There's no choice, bro.
अरे bro don't
It's
call
tomorrow
do
is
not-
hectic as fuck.
do
There's
not
no.
call her to Dadar
Yeah,
I'm not
okay,
so
fine,
hasty.
fine. We'll
Bro,
figure
who
out.
said we have to sleep at freaking 4:30? We need at least 4 hours of sleep, man.
yeah but we need to plan this first man
Or we don't sleep at all. I can go. I can
No,
go.
no, no.
no wait
भाई भाई एक काम करते हैं. We'll plan everything by the time we leave.
Let's not
Breakfast के
sleep.
साथ.
Let's not sleep.
Bro, we'll faint.
क्या है भाई?
We'll faint.
भाई
bro.
breakfast
भाई
होने तक
सब गिर जाएंगे
breakfast होने तक decide करना है. That's our challenge.
We are breakfasting outside. We're not making it.
अरे तैयार होने तक भाई जो भी
bro
है.
why are we doing this let's just go to a 5-star restaurant
मैं इधर plan करने का try कर रहा हूँ.
okay let him
You are doing zero contribution.
sorry
to planning.
just please continue man
Do you have any good ideas about the
No,
planning?
no.
Then leave, sir.
I'm trying to give you a stage
So, what do you really want to do tomorrow? What do we have? Why?
क्या हुआ भाई
Pardon. I'm done. No plans. No plans.
Rudra, he's coming.
Come back.
Bhai, I'm sorry. I what I'm excited about is collab and pickup artistry. but-
अच्छा, okay, wait.
No,
forget
no.
about traveling Friday. Abhi, pack your bags in the morning. पूरा pack कर लो. ठीक है?
Bro, we did not dry the fucking clothes. Sorry about the language.
Yeah.
Bro, we did dry the clothes. कर दे भाई.
कल शाम को निकलना है.
क्या हो रहा है भाई?
Okay, let's book the tickets now. then.
कर ले भाई आज.
आज शाम को जो भी है. So
तू तो यहीं पे रह रहा है भाई, तो क्यों?
Yeah, fuck that. You guys do
are you
it.
coming with us?
I have to now.
हाँ, so सुबह मम्मी पापा को फोन करके बोल.
क्या?
Tell your
yeah.
parents in the morning. एक कपड़े सुखाने देना.
Bro, I don't want to travel for 8 hours, man. I'll just sleep in a car or
Hang the
something.
clothes. You have to do your own.
मेरे तो डले ही नहीं भाई.
थोड़े तो रहे होगे.
कुछ नहीं गया.
कुछ नहीं गया.
अबे तेरे ना फिर तू.
मैं ये पे हूँ यार. Listen, I've done all the girly things. Okay, now तेरी बारी. तेरी बारी, मैं नहीं कर रहा. Welcome to the show tonight.
No, this is my towel.
ये मेरा towel है.
Yo, what's a crazy South Indian surname?
Subramaniam.
The Subramania was still fine.
Come back. That's Anushi's surname.
No,
Iyer.
no.
Krishnamurthy.
We're getting there.
Ramakrishna. Ramadevi.
You look like a fucking South Indian dude right now.
Wait, hold on.
Anna idli. Independent ba.
Bihari? Huh?
Do I look Bihari?
I don't know.
ये आ रहा है या नहीं यार?
मैं क्यों आऊँ?
भाई, it's so
अबे
unintuitive.
उसके कपड़े नहीं है ना.
Girl, daddy, I'm stuck. Don't do that. What is this? Otherwise, ये तो पैंट है, इसलिए तो लोग और अभी आप लोग बोला कि नहीं कि ये क्या है? Average selected भाई मेरे कपड़े में और एक अंडरवेयर है, क्या है फाइन.
Is that light?
Thank you. Not gonna dry until like, bro, might have to go back home. You might have to go back. Because some really dumb shit, man. मैं देखो बोला था भाई, इसमें तो लगा देते. ये जैसा लगा था. So, and then how hard you want it to get? All day all the time. No, you know, we haven't had no. We probably tried it because. Okay, let me know. We didn't try at all. I know because I left close. After 2 days later.
Who is that?
That's Donald.
Black friend?
Yeah, that's Donald. Like I was talking about him.
Oh wait. I don't have a black friend.
His brother was.
Bro, this motherfucker is like.
Donald is not black. Donald is South Indian.
Donald fucking. Yeah, bro, black people are also the same people that do racist shit. Wow.
Donald is not black. I think I. Who's Donald?
Donald, cousin, Kamil.
Bro, I put smoking so far, it doesn't smells good.
But we left it there.
Alright.
That's how it smells. Why are you doing that? मैं वहाँ से लगाना ये registration. You are blocking the.
Bro, it's over here.
Blocking the
I
file.
take a photo.
Why मेरा circuit भी.
Meet को चला गया यार.
What's our body here? I don't give a shit about secret. Breath, mint, breath, this, bro.
I actually removed it.
यहाँ पर संदर आदमी भी है क्या? Whatever saying, bro. Breath, this. Wait. मैं कह रहा था कर मैं what I was saying is why your studies Monday what is his name I don't care.
We're not hanging out.
That's so wrong.
It's a business.
Hey, yeah, look. What is this?
Wait, are you
Social
supposed to
responsibility. Why is your shirt like this? What is this build? Why is it very
That's so wrong.
fish?
Wait, hold up. Why do you guys privilege? Like, why are you unfinished?
Because we didn't have any clothes. Okay, fair.
Hey! Why is he going?
भाई मेरे कपड़े तो हो गए. Bro, do you know that guy Puneet? Do you know Puneet? Puneet
Yeah.
Superstar.
We were friends in like 5th grade.
He's my best bro. He lives in Aramera,
Okay.
Future Towers. You know, Deepak Karar bought a flat in Future Towers.
Oh yeah, dude, Yathaj met him.
Yeah, like 10 years ago or something. I don't remember.
Oh, he was there a couple years back.
Yeah, he was. I don't remember how long.
No, a couple, like literally like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but like I don't remember how long. Never gone in a room to excuse these clothes. I've done that. वो बढ़िया है ना ऑफिस में तो स्टार्ट करना लोग यहाँ ये तो मैंने स्टार्ट कर दिया
Bro, I literally Rey Mysterio'd you. What?
Bro, remember the first red flag was Abhik shows up ठीक है वो आता है अपने कुर्ते में ऐसे ब्लू कुर्ता and hair band हम बोलते हैं ऑटो रिक्शा वाले को रुक जा वही goes 20 meters ahead doesn't listen
भैया
रुक जा we are saying भैया रुको वो पीछे गया डोमिनोज बोल रहा है भाई रुक ही नहीं रहा
भाई उतारते कैसे? That's what she said.
why would she say that
Why would she not say that?
bro she would know how to put it on and off man
No?
Thing,
Bro, part
okay
the type of
we
motherfucker to thank
Thank her for removing